that's actually doing what I'm doing, you come let me know. There's a lot more stuff that I want to integrate for next year. And so I have a bigger purpose and a bigger vision than just charging people $20 a month. If you think $20 a month is not worth it, then go somewhere else. And if you think you know how to trade, then you go somewhere else. I mean, you don't have to be on here. I mean, I'm being flat out honest, you know, and I'm pouring my heart and soul into this as much as I can.
I love this guy. Trades without stops. You're kidding.
I could choose to charge thousands and thousands of dollars without YouTubing myself at all.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just being dead serious. I could charge thousands of dollars instead of live streaming it every day, and instead of chatting with my two groups. My two chat groups knows how much time I spend with them. And so now I'm from Appleton, man. So there's a couple Wisconsin people here. So it'd be nice to get the local group, meet up. Don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. You act like other people are trading hedge fund accounts or something, and they're trying to, and you should go check out how much other people are charging. You know, when I lost that account, I'm dead serious. When I lost that account, I spent 8 to 10 hours staring at the charts, and I tried to figure out why the charts were going the way it was, why the market is going the way it was. That's what I did.
I hear you, brother.
That's what I did.
I know what you're talking about.
Don't matter. Anyone can charge how much value of knowledge they think it's worth. End of story. I mean,
gotta love this guy's balls.
If I wanted to, I'm going to school right now. I'll tell you what, I'm going to school right now. I'm going to school, college full time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Every single class.
I trade without
Every
stops.
single class that I take that's full time is $600 to $800 a class. So if you know that you're paying $600 to $800 a class, $20 a month just to learn how to trade forex for me should not be a problem. And if you have not been to college, then you didn't see education as an importance anyways to yourself. So if you don't think education is important, then obviously you found something that might be better for you. But if it's not important to you, then you have to define what your values are. If your value is different, you know, everyone values different things in life. It doesn't matter. You know, I can say what I want, you can say whatever you want, but it just turns out to be a huge debate anyways.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know?
This guy
I don't want to waste my time talking with one person and trying to figure out exactly what you want.
Whatever he's want.
Obviously, what you want is different from what I want.
Whatever he's on.
Obviously, I'm pursuing something different than what you're pursuing.
Rapidachi, Asian style.
So, like I said, if you don't see the value in this, you shouldn't even be wasting your time on this live chat, to be honest.
Ouch. Hey, brother. Back it down a notch. This guy's too much. Oh.
I want to...
OFM. Gee.
Hang on. Here, I'll just...
I feel like...
my email. I don't know with the... I don't know with the... I don't want to bug my administrators. I have to find more administrators.
No, go ahead. Do it.
Me, Tim, and Alex have to talk about this,
but
I have to find more administrators as well. Along with my top 10. When you become the top 10, like I said, you don't have to pay for anything.
That's what I'm talking about. Get in the club. Saddle up. This guy's no stops. He trades without stops.
Yes, I'm in the U.S.
You think Martingale's dangerous? How about stopless? Come along on the train ride with me. We don't even use brakes. I know when to stop.
Oh, man.
Somebody asked
crazy.
him. He said he knows where the market's going, so he doesn't need stops. He's had just about enough of people's criticism for today. I thought I was unstable. Thanks for resetting the scales.
I just trade forex. And so,
do you now? You gotta love it.
Right now.
Thanks for making me feel normal.
Right now, was it just me? Oh no, I can't call myself. It'd be just Tim and Alex right now. Yeah, just two.
And they say I'm nuts.
Like I said, if you're that serious about becoming an administrator, like I said, when you become an administrator, you're having full access to
your wife.
Basically what I have. So it's very, very crucial that if you mess up, I will find out. Let you know right now.
All right. I'm writing this down.
I wish you best of luck, Alexander. I'm going to check out your channel because it sounds like you know what you're talking about too. Because I want to check it out and I want to see what you got.
Oh, boy. Batten down the hatches, people. He's coming after us. Don't anybody tell him I'm restreaming him live, please. I don't need a kamikaze pilot coming into my house from the ceiling.
Of course you don't. I just checked out your channel. It's funny, the people that try to despise on me, they ain't got no videos on forex trading.
Well, I ain't despising on you, brother. I'm on your side.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Hey, man, if you want to trade without stops, let's just figure out how much money we're going to put in the account.
I don't need to prove you anything, Alexander. I don't know why you're still talking to me.
Just figure out the hard tap out.
If you got that much time, obviously you got that much time, then yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, what do you think this guy's total risk deal is? He was able to take $360 and turn it to $2,600.
And the guy's still.
I'm sorry, $26,000. So now what? Should we give him 100? See if he can make like $4,000. Trade without stops.
This is so funny.
He traded so big. I did that. I did what he did.
I need more people to hate on me. It's not enough.
Dude, we believe you.
There are enough haters.
We've all done that trade.
I wonder how much Ty Lopez has. I wonder how much other successful people have.
This guy's fucking insane. This guy's got... Who says Asian people have small genitals? This guy's fucking hung like a horse to trade.
Whoa, hold on. I'm trying to answer. There was a couple questions. Hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to see who answered me first. Who asked?
Oh, they're giving him a discount on Ninja Trader.
Can I share what?
He's very
No.
Serious.
The chat
He's
room.
Pissed.
Like I said, I mean, the Telegram chat room and the Google Hangout chat room is still there till Sunday. But like I said, they're gonna be gone. It's gonna be completely wiped out.
Oh boy,
completely wiped out.
Hey, wow,
and so
all or nothing.
The software that I'm looking right now for the chat group is different, and so I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, but I have to see if it's going to work with everyone. If it doesn't work with everyone, then I have to, like I said, worst case scenario would be Telegram. Telegram is free and so much easier. I can upload documents. I can upload snapshots. I can upload what my predictions are, all that stuff. So it's it's a lot to take in
Boy, you're not
just for
kidding.
me, for myself.
How do you think we
And
feel?
this is just the beginning stages. Now, until I get the professional website, there's going to be it's going to be different. It's going to be totally different. You know, it's going to be a huge upgrade.
Surround
And
sound.
so, yeah, I mean, that's why I said when I would I was talking to the G Suite guys, because I opened up the G Suite because they opened up the domain name for me, and they wanted to see how many people I was going to bring into the actual chat group, because if you use the free service, then they max out at 150. And I said that if I go more than 150 people, how is that? There's no way I'm going to be able to fit if I'm trying to fit more than 150 people.
No.
So they said that
150.
They said that there's another software that I can look into
Aim low,
if
shoot high.
I want to. So that's why I'm looking into that software right now. If the Google Hangout, like I said, the Google Hangout group gets worse, then it has, like I said, worst case scenario. I'm okay with Telegram because you can do a lot more things on Telegram. It's just that on Google, I can broadcast myself so you guys can see me like right now. And then I want to be able to have you guys broadcast whatever you want to say back to me. And so that we can have an actual video conversation back and forth versus just hearing everything from me. So there's a bunch of things I want to put into, but they're trying to get me to try something else first. So I have to see if that works.
Wow. He's getting too abstract. Could you whip out some concretes for me now and then, like 150 people? I love when people overestimate the appeal of something.
Oh, learning? No, like I said,
gotta
you
love that.
have unlimited resources to me, the administrators, but not just that. If you want a personal one-on-one session, it's not just a one-time personal session. It's an ongoing personal session. You're going to have full access to my personal number and my personal.
How about your wife?
Well,
I bet she's hot.
my email is my email, but with my personal number, you can call me and text me if you're stuck on trading, and I can give you my insights on if this is what I see.
Cute.
And so I don't know if any professional forex trader actually gives out their personal number and say you can call them.
Who hasn't done what this guy's done?
And have unlimited sessions with them one-on-one.
Who hasn't taken a cut from $200 to
I want to be able to
$26,000 and then blown it up?
Day in and day out. But it's just that, this whole month has been adding up. And so
I'll bet.
And so the good part is, if you guys didn't know, 2 weeks ago, I ended up in the hospital. So, and yesterday, they tested my blood, to see where the
no wonder he doesn't feel any risk trading.
There's a bunch of things behind the scenes that if you guys are new and
that's why he's killing it.
And you guys don't know my
story. That's his edge.
So there's a bunch of things.
Dude, that's his edge.
There's a lot of other things that I have to focus on too. Not just this little $20 subscription service thing. Yeah. No, there's more stuff. There's a lot more stuff than this.
Good Lord. I had no idea, man.
Oh, man.
I was so depressed when the market closed. God, this guy came online. What a bonus material. I came across this guy. Somebody mentioned him in the chat room at Discord. So I had to, curiosity.
Is there a question?
Kill the cat, satisfaction. Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. So he's a psychotic swing trader without stops. Stops are for sissies. I do not use harmonic
patterns. With it, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Last trading question I answered.
Oh boy.
I do not use harmonic patterns. I focus on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily, but at the end of the week, this is the end of the week now. I look at the weekly, we're in a new month. Look at the monthly. Figure out and project how high US dollar is going to go up. That's what I'm looking at right now. This month and next month, I wouldn't be surprised the momentum of positive news for the US dollar. That's all I got to say. I mean, yeah, non-farm payroll. I sold for non-farm payroll, but I sold the US dollar, I sold USD CAD, and I bought euro. But I mean, but then it rallied right back up because remember Fridays are pretty volatile days if you're not ready for it.
How small is this gonna? This stop loss account, how small is it? I asked him. He got all pissed. I don't think he read it. So many people are typing in. There's so many astonished
Yeah, you're welcome,
people.
Tony.
Who's not just plainly astonished? I don't know, man. It's inspirational as hell to see somebody that's out of their fucking mind.
Because I want to be able to get this done as much as possible.
What is this? Did I miss the beginning of something? Can he get like a refresh? $20 a month, right? But
is there any more specific questions about not trading? I'm talking about what's going to happen here in the next week and next month.
Well, what is going to happen, brother? Are you torturing us? Why doesn't he just let it go? Like, what is he talking about? What's with this cryptic stuff? Man, he can outdo ICT. Makes ICT look unvague.
I don't use harmonic pattern. I already said that.
What do you use, man?
Don't worry. I will stream on YouTube. It'll be more than once a month. Don't worry.
I'm worried.
I'll still stream on YouTube. I'm not giving that up.
I don't even
I'm not
know
going to
what
give that
to
up.
say. It's beautiful. It's literally beautiful.
Oh, the $560 account that I put in for LQDFX.
Wow.
Can this be done? What are you asking, Darren? Trying to figure out.
Anyways, this guy is...
What can be done on... One, two...
Yeah, so he's been able to take his account to...
Can this be done?
An astonishing...
Like I said, I'm a really high aggressive trader. You know, for those that have been seeing me the way I trade,
350 to 26,000,
and I don't set stop losses. So,
wow.
When I'm swinging, I'm projecting, you know, the trend of where it's going to go.
Okay, and we've all done that trade. Next problem.
You know that it's either going to uptrend or downtrend.
Fucking duh.
And there's a lot. I even made that video on YouTube on stacking positions and trading red news.
How long has this guy been trading? Does anybody know?
And so there's a bunch of stuff. And so,
man, what a trip. I mean, seriously? He's not worried about blowing up the account? Did he back his size down when he got to 26,000? He'd go down.
With the LQFX, you have to put a minimum 500. There's no way around that unless you do the micro count, which is $20. But the spreads are high on $20 on that micro count. So,
is he scalping?
Because in the summer, I tested myself I put 130 in FinPro.
Why would a swing trader give a fuck about this?
And I made $700 profit for the week.
Dude, you're not trading with stops,
that's
for God's
just
sakes.
Being conservative. I
mean, like I
said, I'm not trying to get to where you to the point where you want to flip an account or double or triple the account in 1-2 days if that's what you. If you really want to know.
A 1K can get away from you in these markets. Come on.
For those that do join, I have a specific document that I actually typed out on day by day, those 2 weeks, specifically on how I actually got that $350 account into 26,000. And you can read it. I will remake the video. Obviously, the video on how what I didn't really specify, but on the new video,
I guess if
it's
you
going to
got
specify details
5 good trades
and the actual lot sizes and the way that I was actually trading on that day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And so
how can you replicate that though? Hasn't
anybody ever, like I said, I'm just shooting just to be more
make a mistake.
Small and low, conservative, consistent profits.
But still, you have that issue. So he's saying he won't aggressively pyramid it up to. He's not going to pyramid it up to 26,000.
Oh, for FinPro, FinPro's not regulated, and they have so many other. What is it? I have nothing against FinPro. I'll say right now, I have nothing against them. It's just that I actually thought they were regulated, but they're not. And then the second thing was the time frame from withdrawing Bitcoin takes longer than LQDFX. And so that is huge.
Jeez, I got to type into the window. I don't know if he's going to pay attention. I'm tempted to ask him a question. I'm not good at typing, but I'm.
Can you show me your statements? Statements on what?
I don't know. Pedigree. Your dog license tags. Well, obviously,
statements
somebody's
on what,
asking
Marco?
to see the. Marco. Take cover, Marco. Marco just got off from under the. Where's Coolio? Why isn't Coolio tuning into this? Yeah, you can't. I mean, gosh. Let's bring in reinforcements. Where's Coolio and his obtuse attitude?
He wants to see my money. Who doesn't?
So yeah, let's see. I don't know. How about
I don't think you've been following me. You must be new.
I'm curious. So is he just like overly ambitious?
I have to see if LQ. I have not seen LQDFX even sent me a statement at all.
Does anybody even ask him the simple question, how long he's been trading?
I know FX Choice, LMFX, they do. FinPro doesn't unless you request it.
Oh. Oh, Bean. How long you been trading?
So.
How long you been trading, son? Here, let me put the question mark.
No, I don't plan. No, I don't plan on withdrawing from.
Don't ask trading questions. I told you, Marco.
Well, LQDFX
Step away from the keyboard, please.
Either this upcoming Friday or Monday. Remember, you guys have to remember. I started with LQDFX on the live account.
He's got a great spirit, though. He's a very spirited guy.
So, and you guys can see I've just been conservatively making 100 to 200 a day, and that's it. So I want you guys to understand that. I haven't been with LQDFX for more than a month, and it's only been this is the second week with them. This is the 11th month, less than a year. January would be my 1 year mark.
Mental stops, any? Mental stops? Does he ever get out, or does he just let the account blow?
Yeah, FX Choice is regulated. Okay. If there is no specific questions about, man, it's almost 5 o'clock here. Wow. If there is no specific questions about
Model stops? Does he just bail and go, fuck, this trade sucks?
There's no specific questions about.
I don't get it.
About the membership or the site.
Membership to what? Logic loop analysis, logic loop psychosis. Why?
Right now I'm using LQDFX.
Holy God. 11 months. I remember those days.
Yeah.
I did the same thing he did.
I will see you guys on Telegram.
And just be honest with you,
Google Hangout
I
chat
blew it
group,
all
I'll
the fuck
still be
up
there.
without stops.
But starting Sunday is, like I said, Sunday I should have the new software chat group up and going. And it could be a new Telegram chat group, could be a new Google Hangout chat group, or it could be a completely new software that I'm testing out right now. So I got to figure out, see if this is going to work for everyone.
I'm going to appeal to his soft side. See if I get a bromance going.
The server is where I want to link up my MetaTrader 4 live account. Later, Ivica. It's nice knowing you. Don't worry, I'll live stream. Don't worry, I'll still live stream. Don't worry, I'll still live stream. Don't worry.
He sold out for $20 a month into private streaming.
Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean I'm going to stop live streaming. I'm still going to live stream.
Oh, well.
Don't get me wrong.
We lost another one. What an inspiration to all of us. Thank you, Jesus. Good Lord. Thanks for making me feel like I drive with a seatbelt on at least.
Is there any other questions?
Yes, but you won't answer them.
Nothing about trading. Man, a bunch of people just come here and just ask me about trading.
Well, isn't that what you're into?
That's not even the main topic.
Oh my God, ask me anything.
Don't worry, yeah, I'll live stream. You'll see me Sunday. Don't worry, you'll see me on Sunday.
Wow. $20, do I get to see the OT level 8 papers so I can
sounds good.
Clear?
I will get back to you guys' emails on that.
Wow.
Yes, Sonny.
I gotta go watch his stuff now.
Man, I got $2. They drive me nuts.
Holy Jesus! What a mind blower!
I don't know what it is, but
didn't see that coming, man. He just made me feel so absolutely normal.
Come home, they're both daddy's girl. They barely spend time with my wife, so.
Daddy's girl.
I spend all day with them anyways.
Man, I didn't see that coming. Daddy's girl? That's his girl. His wife likes to play, hey, who's your daddy? Put on some Sly and the Family stuff.
Take care, it's nice knowing you for sure.
Holy
Definitely
shit.
hit me up.
Wow, that's just beautiful. Man. Is he holding a position over the weekend? I'm afraid to ask.
Mango Boy. You can check out all the 110, 120 videos that I've been doing.
110?
If you have questions about trading.
Let me check this shit out. I gotta speed
gotta
watch it. I gotta do some binge watching.
I'm not like those other people that come here and then talk crap about me, and then you go to their channel, they got no videos about trading.
Just hold on there, Buster. We're just having fun with you today. You flipped your account. I hope you didn't flip your wife over.
The domain name is up, but I have to get back. I have to get back on the template form with the Google. What was it? The Google software guys.
Wow.
This is just the basic stuff. Once the professional website is done by the professional developer.
Oh boy.
It's all gonna get linked in.
Oh man, LinkedIn is like all the hat.
$923 I deposit. That's all I got.
LinkedIn.
That they wouldn't let me take anything more than that.
They don't let you take the furniture. You gotta leave the furniture.
I was with Traders Way for less than a month. Remember, I started trading live in January. FX Choice was my first broker. And then February came, Like I joined iMarkets Live mid-January, and then yeah, February I went into Traders Way just
iMarkets
to test it
Live.
out, and then I started liking them, and then I became serious like that
Hey,
midweek of February.
I think
like
it's
21st, 20th of February,
LinkedIn.org is the only
I
thing
put
left.
350 in there. They gave me the deposit bonus. So
LinkedIn.org.
that's 700 to play with.
LinkedIn.com.
And it was all
taken.
USDJPY for those 2 weeks straight. It was all USDJPY. And then I asked them if I could pull out the 26,000, and they said no. They said you can only take out what you put in, what you deposit in. And so
that's right. You got to wire the rest out.
LinkedIn, that's not a good name. No, I already got a domain name. So
LinkedIn.
no, I'm dead serious. I actually had to. I spoke to them so many times.
Being live
get the
serious.
26,000 out. They said no. And then March 3rd, if you backtrack, March 3rd it was non-farm payroll. I lost 17,000 that day.
Of course,
had like 8,000 left. But when Monday came, I lost that all too. So
of course,
I was so.
That's how you got the 26 grand. Think about it.
And I was so aggressive to a point to where I don't even know who I was. To be honest, like I was just.
Of course. Fucking.
As soon as I came home from school, it was just trade, nonstop.
Look at that.
That was my mentality. Bad. Beautiful. That was bad mentality. That was bad mindset. I'm not gonna lie about brother. That. And so.
Wow. Beautiful.
When you have to shift the way you think in trading, you know, and the discipline and the amount of hours you put in, and with the amount of money that you lose or make.
22 years old.
It all adds up.
23.
You know? And so.
Can anybody guess how old he is? Does anybody know how old this guy is? It's just so adorable.
I have not done a bank transfer from them. It was strictly a credit card and debit card. I'll never ever do that again either. So I'm old. I'm 30.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be 30 next year, but I'm 29.
Wow, you look like a kid. These Asian people, fucking, they're cheating. They're fucking cheating.
You know, you guys. Some people think I look young, but I'm actually almost 30.
Like 8 years old, dude.
So,
like, you're lucky.
Fuck that, man. That day, wow. Like I said, the day I lost the 26,000, I spent 8 to 10 hours a day trading. I sacrificed my sleep. Even just like how I'm sacrificing when I was sacrificing my sleep just to live stream on YouTube. You know? And so it's crazy.
No shit.
Man, they gave me, I had to get 5 different credit cards with 16-digit numbers. I had to get 3 new debit cards. The amount of fraud attempts that I had, I mean, it was back to back. It was crazy.
It's not fraud attempts, buddy. It's when you go offshore, the fucking bank thinks, how could you be up? How could you be in
those that
Dominican
are
Republic
that are asking, you know,
it's
the amount of profit and all stuff.
It's just because you bought
the guys on Telegram
online.
and the chat group know how much I always shoot for. I always shoot for 100 to 200 a day because it's still a small account and
build it up so I can take a $12,000 drawdown.
Here's the thing, when I make that, I stop. I don't keep going. I don't try and keep going. The problem with me back then is when I make that kind of money, then I'm like, okay, let me go make some more, and let me go make some more, and then let me go make some more, and then next thing you know, I'm like, crap, I lost half my account. What do I do now?
Really?
So
it's like a drug addict saying, I broke a
problem
needle off in my arm.
The question is, how much are you actually keeping your profit if you're still trading all day?
Well, of course.
You know? And so
trade
I don't
demo.
overkill myself when I make my $150 or $250 and I just stop. I don't need to I don't need to overkill myself. If you do the math, if you make
I thought
let's
these
see,
guys were
so
good.
we trade 5
I
days a
thought
week.
these
So if you
agents are
make
good with math.
just 400 to 500
Just
a day,
saying.
and you times that the amount of days in the year, it's over $100,000. And
You could make a
so
channel about jumping off a cliff
you don't
without a
need to make a
bungee
lot of
cord.
money every day to make 6 figures. You can break down the math.
Okay.
Like it's like 380 bucks times 365 days a year. It's like 109,000, 110,000 a year. I mean, that's just making, okay. I'm overkilling myself. Okay. I really do need to get going. My wife's going to be here. Gotta get ready to take the kids out. So.
He's got kids? Holy shit. Daddy just blew up his life.
I recommend for those of you that are new,
kids.
For those of you that are new, to go to check out my channel and check out the videos. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, like I said, you can ask me how much I make. You can ask me how much I started with. You can ask me how much I lost. You can ask me how much money I'm making. Don't matter. You know why? Because it doesn't matter how much I lose. It doesn't matter how much I win. That money doesn't pertain to you. And so when people are asking money questions, you should define how much money you should be making. You should define how much you want to make. You should define within yourself what is considered reasonable and comfortable.
But what's the $20
for your sustainable living?
What's the $20 a month
right?
for?
We all have living expenses. We all have bills to pay for. My income does not need to be $10,000 a month to live comfortably here in Wisconsin. Okay.
Wisconsin.
Just making $2,000 a month.
I didn't know they let Asians into Wisconsin. I thought it was a cheese state.
So it all goes back to you. You can ask me money questions about me. That doesn't make you.
Are you a Muslim?
Any better for yourself?
Oh my God.
I even made that video. I said, you can't define how much you want to make per day. Then basically you're just trying to make it big.
Can I get a reach around for $20?
It's okay to make it big. I mean, I thought I was making it big when I made that $26,000 account. And guess what? I lost it. Shame on me. I made that mistake. I don't blame no one.
I thought you still had that.
Anyone. I'm not blaming the world.
Geez.
I got mad. I got mad for an hour, but guess what? I'm back to where I'm at. And so it does not matter.
Well, kind of does.
It's pretty much how you look at it.
Too bad you couldn't start employing stops when you got to the point where your airplane was at fucking 46,000 feet. You couldn't think about a parachute, maybe? Like even people in a submarine. I mean, people. That's
$26K. I'm going to be honest. I didn't make that $26K. If you think about it, I put $350 of my own money. Okay.
Okay, we've done that trade, dude.
So technically, I didn't lose any money if you look at it that way. Because that $26,000 wasn't any of my money that I personally put in to make $26,000. Remember that.
I don't get it either. Why are they gonna? It's paying $20 a month to show that you can be out of your fucking mind.
If you're not reading the video description, I explain exactly what the video description says.
Should I rescue this guy with? If you're going to trade with $500, you can do the math on the scripts and guarantee not to blow it up. And if he knows how to trade,
some people don't see it's worth $20, and it's fine.
Interesting.
So,
boy, it's not easy to get to 26 grand. So I've done that trade. I went to 15 grand across 5 brokers and then blew them all up.
I just gave you the answer, Dominic. I mean, I don't know how much more you need from me.
I got depressed and I walked away. It just blew them up. And the market just went against me is all that happened. Had no stops, literally. It's sad.
I'm just
I
thrilled
said what he
the
said.
amount of
I only lost 500. I started with 500. I took it to 15
the
grand.
amount of
Real money.
forex.
Very bizarre. But hey, you gotta love it. 11 months trading, 30 years old. Can't blame the guy for getting all giddy and euphoric that he's talented. He's not
You
making
need
any
1,300
margin calls.
subscribers to get your money back. I wonder how many subscribers I have.
Subscribers. You guys that scrub the
Right,
sub.
check that out.
They're subscribers. Oh, they write on the inside
I
of the
will get back to
submarine.
you, Carlos. Don't worry.
That's what they do.
I have to get back to. Man, I got a lot. Okay, I have to get back to a lot of people here.
Simple
Plus, my wife's
question.
gonna be here too. I gotta take the kids.
Oof. $20. Is that going to go to charity of my choice?
It's not your money when it's not at your bank. I was letting you know right now. Don't matter. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your trading account because any forex broker can go bankrupt. And then what do you do with that? You're gonna go sue them and get your money back? I highly doubt you're gonna get your money back if that forex broker went down. I recommend people to pay themselves or withdraw little by little. You know,
Robert
I don't care
Plant.
how much money you have in that live account. Don't matter because if you're not paying yourself every week or every 2 weeks or every month, then the money can go away. Just like that, because the forex broker, doesn't matter if they're regulated or unregulated, anything can happen in the economy. And when the economy collapses, guess what? You think that money's going to be there? I highly doubt it.
Well, let's get more. There's 500 brokers on the planet, dude. You should have 20 brokers. There's 20 brokers if you live in the States.
Always have a plan B.
You got Bitcoin now.
You can't just rely on trading forex for the rest of your life.
Well, you make enough money, you just retire, right? I mean, if you had 26,000, he could have taken and
If you
started
know
off
all
with
this, then why are
300
you
and
asking
spawned
me
the
the
account.
most bogus questions?
Is he saying he lost
Man.
26 grand or the broker wouldn't let him take out the profits? I missed that part. It's so cute how he's offended
being
that you
honest.
ask him a question. That is fascinating. Man, I thought I was arrogant until I met this guy.
You are welcome. I need to get back to the people that are.
Thanks for resetting the
Okay, I
arrogant
got
meter.
a lot of messages.
Thanks for
Okay.
calibrating my arrogance meter.
I will get back to you guys right now.
Jesus.
Because I got a lot of messages right now on this.
I'll bet. People are cracking up.
So I wish you guys the best of Friday. Wish you guys the best weekend.
Wow, thanks for making my weekend.
I'll try and shoot for a live stream for the opening gap for Sunday. And then pick out my days when I'm going to live stream for those for the week. No problem. I got to get back because the Google software team's waiting on me too. So there's a bunch of other stuff.
Holy
I have
God,
to
he's got a
integrate
team
right now.
waiting on him.
All right,
Love
guys.
that.
Yeah, let me know, Tim.
Holy mackerel.
Shoot. Yeah.
Oh my
I'll get up here
God.
right now.
Doesn't get any better than this guy. I can stumble across that is just absolutely fascinating. Just when I was getting depressed about the market being closed, not being able to see the antics of price action, addicted to watching the market. I like when he said he had to work so hard, come back and check the account. Really? Huh. I would have never guessed. Extremely fascinating, I must say. Well, based on that, I'm ready to trade. Jesus. God, it just reminds me of the good old days, man. Bless his heart. So how did I lose $15,000? Trading was, I got depressed. I walked away from the terminals because my friend committed suicide. So I said, you know what? I know exactly how to make myself feel even sadder than I normally feel. And I'll just walk away from these perfectly good, it was a rally in the euro. And all you have to do is walk away from a giant position. And all the market has to do is fluctuate about 50 pips. Well, it went down about 150 pips, I think, and I just watched it blow up. And as I was watching the accounts blow up, I started to feel like it was a perfect fit for my depressed state. So I used that to amplify it and make myself feel even worser. I found it very satisfying to pile on into the feeling. It was a beautiful moment. It was 6 years ago. Incredible. So, but you gotta love his spirit, you know. It's really great to see somebody go on YouTube and say, "Don't ask me such silly questions." I'll say it's 17,000 in the end, but he couldn't get it out. The broker, yeah, they got to wire it out. You're not allowed to take, if you put $300 in with your Visa into Trader's Way, you cannot get it out. You can only take in your initial deposit. The rest you have to come out with a wire or e-wallet exit. But the United States shut down all the e-wallets. Well, they shut down most of the e-wallets, but the new e-wallet's called Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin's going for 72,500 right now. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So when he was talking, I was trying to imagine the trade he was in. He's a swing trader. I like when he said in the beginning, I came in kind of late. And he said, well, what you do here, say, is you get in. The market goes up. The market can go down. You just ride it out. Stops are for sissies. Wow. Yeah, did he screw up the yeah, but you got to give that. You can't, if you go to Trader's Way, you have to every broker wants a driver's license, proof of utility bill, and proof of your residence. That's just the money laundering, international money laundering law. There's plenty of Bitcoin brokers. It's just you have to pay to get your dollars turned into Bitcoins. You get hammered on that. They beat you up on that. So it's that's the truth of it. Stops are for faggots. You know, to see this guy's stream is just so inspirational, I must say. I asked him point blank, is the starting account small? The IRS is investigating Coinbase right now. They're serving them with documents to reveal all their customers' names, and Coinbase is fighting it. It's a war. It's a war for any business you decide to set up on your own. You can't sell lemonade on the corner anymore either. No lemonade stands, please, people. Three people in Coinbase had offshore accounts. So once they found these three guys, they go, okay, we got three guys. And they want the records from the three guys, but what they're saying now is we want all your fucking records. Because they got three guys now. So they're going to court. They're trying to get this, what do they call it? I don't know. Some legalese term. To get the rights for them to divulge all their stuff. So that'd be interesting. And of course, Coinbase hired attorneys to fight it. So I don't think they're going to go down without a fight. That's how attorneys make the big bucks. But if you look at the price of, it's like a perfect storm. You know, talk about hurricanes. Big financial hurricane coming here. I'm just too curious. It's so funny to be alive in this time when the stock market is screaming north like no market's ever fucking moved in your, like I've seen markets, watched them for years. You go back, look at historical prices. You know what that is? I did a video a long time ago. It's called Markets Things. And inside there, it's called, oh God, what's it called? It's called Lucifer's Ladder, I think. It's this thing, it's an electrical pulse where it goes up and it doesn't pull back. It just literally goes up, goes sideways, goes up, goes sideways. It's like locked limit move. This behavior looks like locked limit stuff. It's kind of scary. Anybody ready to tap out and take profits on their Bitcoins yet? Yeah, so he could have been trading, if he's his trader's way, he could have been trading at 1,001 leverage. That's probably how he did it. You can go 1,001 in trader's way, take 350. You just get into about $50 a margin. You can trade really big. So yeah, that's something else. Gotta love that. So I don't know what you get for $50. He kept saying, "Don't talk to me about trading. Let's not talk about the guy at the zoo hanging from the elephant in the room is risk for him. I think the elephant in the room is money. So he had to go take care of his kids. Thank God he tapped out. Can only imagine. So his poor kids are going to have to like scrape together some money or something. I just had to tune in for that. Sorry to wake everybody up. That was just too absolutely insane. Because it was like he was so absolutely defiant. Don't ask me about the trading part. I don't know. I mean, it's $20 a month just to be part of the community. So at least he's not saying it's 1995. So I'll give him that. He's not going for 1995 prices. Yeah, actually, you know, if he would have taken that 26 grand and put some aside and started over 300 and done the same thing, I'd say that's pure genius. Because if he can, of course, the problem is he can still blow it up all the way back to the starting gate. Because he's so sure he knows where the market's going. Hasn't anybody ever done that on demo, traded without stops? Even a robot with a risk manager is going to not blow up the account. You could take a really shitty robot, and you take any robot, it'll slowly bleed your account. But to swing trade, of course, if you trade without stops, you can endure an immense swing, and you can watch your. I'm only saying because I've done it. You can watch your account flash red, and you're right on the edge of the margin range, and you know you can't add, and then the market goes the other way, and it's insanity. I've got to check out his other videos now. I mean, this guy, I'll pay $20 just to watch him blow up accounts. Now, if he said, for $20, watch it's like the circus freak, the man with the account blowing skill, like the man that can blow up his account. Tune in to see what happens next. Real cliffhanger. Watch the man with the crazy haircut blow up his account. Where do I sign up? Oh, he's stacking positions here without a stop. That was 2 days ago. He's literally pyramiding in. He calls it stacking. So I Googled stacking and I couldn't find it. Couldn't find stacking trades. Holy God. Then he says, trading high red news. Bless his heart. Samurai forex trader. And then most of it is just him talking into the fucking screen. Break out a chart, baby. Like he's claiming he's like Mr. Pattern Recognition Psycho dude. Oh my God. Then he's like, people are hating on me. Like his kid's going to be in welfare. How to open and set up an account. Okay, there you go. Midnight Forex. He says he has 700 videos. I just ran out of videos. Wait. Let's go to the big list. Let's break out the big guns. Take a look through his... what's he got here? Okay, he should be good. Let's see. Okay, so he's got New York session. Goes to the night sessions. Yeah. His kid's helping him trade. Maybe that's his secret. Kid has a very objective view of reality, not tainted by greed. That's probably the secret weapon. Can't show you what's going on. 700 videos. He's legit and real, his account. I like that midnight session. Now that cost extra, I think. Let me pay extra for that. Wow, John McGrath. Oh, really? I don't know. I think I started 55 minutes ago. I just came across this guy. He came up on my suggestions list. I don't know if I subscribed to his channel. Maybe I did. A lot of entertainment. But I don't understand why he just couldn't say, well, what I did here was I did this, and this is what I typically do, and if it goes right, it's okay, but if it doesn't, well, bye-bye. I like how he said, I'm just going to trade to make $200 a day. We've all heard that story. Yeah, I'm only gonna do heroin on the weekends. Oh, okay. Hey, you're one of those addicts. 5 giveaways soon as hitting over 1,000. So he's got giveaways. I feel like I'm being manipulated, though. Why do I have such a suspicious... why am I so... what do they call it? But it's curious as hell. 11 months trading, man. Gotta love that. Oh, iMarket's live, trading on his phone. We've all done that, right? We've all blown up an account. Yeah, who hasn't blown up an account trading on their phone yet? You have to try that. Oh, God, it's just so funny, man. I love it. I love it. When somebody says, don't ask me questions. He's that guy. Don't ask me how I do it. Wong. Defining your own trade plan. Oh, boy. Yeah, but I mean, keep calm isn't going to work for me, buddy. You need some stops. You have to accept the risk. The whole account's the risk. Oh, yeah, okay. That's what they say. If you trade without stops, your account's your stop. So, I also noticed he was kind of lazy. He said the other night that there's news coming out, and he's just really not up for it. But I don't know, man. I don't know why he's trying to get this group together of people. And they kept saying this is the mind blower. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's a sociopath. Psychopath. Only because if you think about how he was talking in the beginning, he kept talking all these abstracts. Well, once I get the thing started and the thing, and I get the group, and I got Google on hold out in the foyer, and I don't get it. Am I missing something? Or is this how people just do stuff? No. And by the way, you get $20, and if you don't believe what I'm saying, quit hating on me. God, stand up for yourself. You trade like a fucking samurai. You can't fucking lay down some law and tell people to go fuck themselves sideways. Let us have it, man. Bring it. We like a good fight club. There's no blood in the streets. Did he make a good call here on the gold trade? But I love it, man. There's a guy like this that trades. His name is, he trades real money. He doesn't blow it up. He scalps. He just gets the fuck out. I asked this guy if he had a mental stop twice. Do you have a mental stop? I just wait for him to blow up the account and open another account. Of course. He's risking $200 per trade. $300 per account is his risk, right? That's what he's doing. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't do that forever, though. This is like Russian roulette. Did you ever see anybody see the fucking deer hunter? It never ends good. Russian roulette, it's eventually, This is why hedging doesn't work. When you unwind the hedge, at some point you're going to lock yourself into, you're going to get caught in a trend trade. The collapse of 2008 euro dollar would have blown up any hedge bot, would just annihilated it. That's obvious, right? Has he ever even run a robot to see that you just can't fucking trade without some type of risk parameter? But he's a cowboy. He should open his show with Bon Jovi, because he's a cowboy. Dead or alive? Your account, dead or alive? Forex, deadoralive.com. No more live trading till. See, here's another teaser, another mind-boggling. No more live trading till. Oh, to 2018. Oof. He's laying down the law. He has to take a break. He's psychologically recovering from $17,000 drawdown. I think I would. If I started with 300 and I thought that I was going to build my risk parameter, how to live like a civilized person. Here's a 12-hour pattern. I think this comes in the course. My 12-hour pattern trading, understanding high volatility. No shit. Understanding high volatility. This looks like a keeper.
All right. Another Saturday video for you guys. And Vera's going to talk about the 12-hour pattern chart and high volatility days. So go ahead, Vera.
Oh boy. We got a live one. What?
Yes, you got
whatever he's taking, can I just break me off?
So back to my 12-hour pattern here. I'm not saying that it's very consistent. I'm not saying that it will work for you. I'm not saying that you're gonna make so much money if you follow this strategy.
He rides a pip horse.
At any given time, last week I talked about, I was looking at 9 a.m. and then 9 p.m.
He's got another kid in the back.
And then shifted from 11 a.m.
Doesn't get any better.
To 11 p.m.
So darn easy.
So
darn easy, samurai.
So when that happens, you gotta understand.
Oh man, I'm living the life.
One day where it has a really high volatile day.
I like the way he says volatile.
Friday was the most volatile day.
Easy for you to say.
Tuesday started it off, and then up until Thursday, everything was just waiting for Friday, and then bam, everything happens.
Sting.
Now I didn't go off the 12-hour pattern on Thursday. All I did was I just stuck with what I had on those positions.
Who hasn't done that?
And gold wasn't going back up to 1273. Wasn't happening. And gold was just messing around you can see that gold was just messing around. This is the 1 hour chart. Gold was just messing around here.
I'm with you so far.
You can see that gold was just messing around here. This was all Thursday here on gold.
He say messing around.
And what's the mouse doing? Okay, so this was, I'll do the mouse. So this was Thursday for gold. Right? People call it consolidating, zoning, whatever. So, and then Friday comes by, it anticipates that it'd be a buy and drops all the way back down, and then drops all the way back down, and then
notice the vertical dimension.
That was cool, and then we trace back up to 1256 at the end of the day. But for sure, I'll definitely be selling gold for the rest of the week next week, unless something major happens. 11
months of trading, 30 years old.
Let's see. The 12-hour pattern, I've been testing this 12-hour pattern.
He's been testing it
almost a month now.
Without stops. Is that really testing?
I'm not very consistent with it. I'll be honest. I'm not very consistent with it. But I've been noticing that if you look at the 1 hour chart, every hour, right? That's why I go off. This is what I go off of with the 12-hour pattern. I go off the 1 hour, not the 4 hour. The 4 hour takes every 4 hours to make that indicator switch.
He's got a good left hand.
Every hour,
he can hold down.
The 1 hour chart is a little more accurate with my 12-hour pattern.
I hear you, brother.
And if you really want to know on a shorter time frame, it would be a 30-minute chart.
Oh, really?
I don't really go down to the 15-minute because it's just too much to look at. Because every 15 minutes in an hour is 4 times. So you're talking about checking it. I mean, 4 times. I mean, if you want to, you can check it every 15 minutes if you want, but I don't.
How many 12-hour bars?
So the hourly chart is very accurate with this 12-hour pattern. What I've been doing. And when you choose the 12-hour pattern, then you gotta know that if I choose 9 a.m., then I'm looking at 9 p.m. at night. If I choose 11 a.m., then it's gonna go my way till 11 p.m. And so, if you don't like the 12-hour pattern, then you can stay with the 8 hours.
Should I call?
Because every 8 hours sessions, right? Every session is 8 hours.
Should I call Child Protective Services?
You can do 8 hours if you want to.
Sociopath with a baby.
Volatility days, like I said, Tuesday was very volatile, which we did the trend reversal, and Friday was crazy day because non-farm payroll.
Does he have a keychain with his name on it?
When those days are very, very volatile, the trends reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the time the trends reverse. They don't stay. Like if euro was a buy for the past couple of days, and then some major news happened for U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt euro is gonna stay as a buy, even though I think euro is overbought at 119. So I anticipate euro to drop back to 116 or 115.
No stop needed on that trade.
Within a couple weeks.
I think I agree.
Surprise.
Just sell up
there. I
there.
don't foresee the pound going back up anytime soon.
I think he dropped a chart on the floor there. I think he was looking.
I'm trying to think.
He puts post-it notes on the floor.
I think they're done going up. Gold probably go back to 1,300, but probably not right now. Probably not next month. I mean, the U.S. dollar can only be oversold for so long.
No, I remember those days.
I mean, the only thing is we can only anticipate so much on price values and currency values. You know, we don't control that.
How dare you?
I'm trying to think what else.
We're members of the cabal.
Everything really just goes back to the pattern, because.
Yeah, gosh.
Because like I said in my other video, on the
he's really some kind of wonderful. I gotta speed him up.
For the summer, and now I know what to do when winter comes. Now I know what to do when spring comes. Now I know what to do when fall comes. And
he doesn't trade though.
You can have.
Let's see here. He's not really.
What is up, everyone?
We're gonna have to go for high-speed playbacks.
I am back. Finally glad to be home.
Let's try to power load.
I got discharged like at 2:30. It's 7 o'clock. 7:12 p.m. right now. So I got discharged 5 hours ago. I was trying to figure out how bad the kidney was, and so.
Look, I think you get this little thing he has in the background for $20. He throws in this little teddy bear guy. There's a penguin.
Until 7 hours ago that the U.S.
It's like a pit penguin or something. Here, live session. Yeah.
Oh man, oh man.
All right, he's going to trade now. Brace yourself, people. Let's get into the meat of it here. See what kind of magic this guy can perform.
Talk about it for trading news.
Oh boy.
And so they even say the same thing what I'm saying. It's nothing new. For the pound, obviously the pound dropped, okay, after London Open. It's just what I wanted to anticipate for you last night.
Well, even though the pound did break the price for
133. but it didn't sustain. It didn't sustain above 130. It was below 130. Yeah, 1.33 to $1.33. So obviously, euro dropped back, pound dropped back, and you have to ask yourself, can it drop even further once the session hits?
I always ask myself that.
And if you don't think it's going to drop any further, you end up buying it. So
discharge from what?
You don't want to go with what the big forex websites are talking about. I know investing.com was talking about getting these for the CPI and the retail sales release.
Bedlam.
Not just FX Street. So you have to catch on to these red news. There's a reason why I wanted to keep trading red news, because I wanted to make that kind of money right away, so I don't have to swing for 6 to 8 hours just to make that kind of money, unless you're doing standard lots. So very, very important. And
write this down.
I mean, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index can reverse gold and US dollar, but it has to be significant better than expected. Let's talk about actual forecast and better than expected news.
Okay.
And let's talk about that, because I know some people was wondering how I read that. So let's go to investing.com. So here it is, investing.com. I'll show you guys. This is crazy. Okay, 12 news released for the data for U.S. economy here. So very, very important that you have seen. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It was bad. U.S. dollar index on top of here.
What does he actually trade it?
It's we can talk about different types of red news. Speeches.
Oh boy.
The profit that I made when the spike happened this morning for gold and USD JPY.
Okay. So he actually
So I'm gonna give away this
manually. He just gets it manually without a stop.
For my time. You know, everyone is. The candles are going to point the direction right away. Obviously,
well, that was a real.
You sell the news on what everyone's saying, and you buy the facts. Obviously, the facts are true that US.
Why doesn't he use support and resistance?
All right, it's Saturday. I already said I was going to make videos. Let's talk about my topic here today. See what it says. Why don't use support and resistance? Price value is important. When I'm talking about price value, I'm talking about if you were trading USD JPY and the value of USD JPY drops, right? Let's talk about last week here. When I talk about last week with USD JPY, back on Monday, it started out pretty low, and then it went back up to like 110.8, 110.9, and then dropped back to like 110.3, 110.2. Okay, and let's see if I can pull up a chart. I should just pull up a chart for you guys to take a look at.
Almost can't understand him. I don't think I went a little too fast. Oh, but he talks so damn slow. Jesus.
Ignore the
spit it out, brother.
Okay.
He wouldn't divulge his secrets before. We have to force it out of him. Get out the nunchucks on this guy.
Let's see, today's the 5th. Obviously, I'm going to buy it. And it ended up retracing all the way back to like 110.8, 110.9. Couldn't come close to 111. And then it shot right back down to like 110, let's see, 110.4, 110.3 again. And then
I'll bet 20 bucks.
I went to recap on Thursday. Bad news for US in the morning. ISM was bad. USD JPY was climbing up.
He spelt it wrong.
ISM of the US, they thought that was
spelt, isn't that what we use in cooking?
All the way up to like 110.8, 110.7, somewhere around there, and then it immediately dropped. And then it just kept dropping, and it tried to retrace, but it
That's such a trooper.
And so I was looking at a price gap of 111 and 1099, or I could just say round up to 110.0, 111 and 110.
Okay.
And
give or take a few.
When I look at these from highest value to lowest value, the gap is right there.
Oh, you mean?
And so there was no point of swinging.
You mean that part between the girl's thighs?
Had I just decided just to swing my trades
thigh
starting
gap?
from Sunday and all the way till Friday, wouldn't be worth it. You know, so this past week's been nothing but like scalping on the 30-minute and the 1-hour chart.
Okay.
And
scalping.
I know I talk a lot about the 4-hour chart, you know, in my past videos, but you have to understand that this past week there wasn't really a point of scalping at all. There was, I mean, a swing. If you were swinging, even if you were swinging buying euro and the pound, yeah, the euro hit 119, but it never went. So, like I said,
we wish him luck.
Versus,
I wonder if he'll be recharged. He's been discharged. Will he be recharged?
The New York session open.
They're gonna recharge him.
Talking, ain't doing it. So.
Oh wait, he's not going to talk about trading.
Obviously, you see the channels are trying to push it down as much as you can. But if it doesn't, then after the third, fourth time, it's worth the buy. And so,
I like when people explain stuff in a chair without a chart.
For you guys to see.
It's so adorable.
So,
yeah, no, where's Coolio, man? We need reinforcements. We need
I used to look at support resistance a lot back then, and the reason why I don't use your support resistance
the linebackers to come in.
Then you start relying on candles. And then with candles, there's so many freaking patterns for candles. And I mean, I do have. I'll show you guys what I have here on my wall here. I do have like a bunch of like candlestick patterns and some other stuff that I look at, but
I'm glad he's keeping up.
I don't even bother looking over there anymore. And so, I mean, it's just there just for me to take a look at. But usually,
Oh boy, his head hurts thinking about candlesticks. I don't blame
if you're
him.
swinging, there's no point looking at support and resistance because you should already mark up your charts where it's gonna go, like up this way for a couple hours. It's gonna go down, and it's gonna go back up, and it's gonna go back down, and it's gonna go back up. You should rely on support.
That's not how it works.
You should already know that if you're gonna swing a trade,
I would have never
you're gonna be
thought
long term.
the market went up and down.
That's something that you should get some support and resistance out of it if you're gonna swing. Scalping, I don't really scalp anymore unless if I'm gonna scalp on a 15-minute chart or a 30-minute chart. You know, like buy it for, let's see, buy, like that one day I bought USD JPY for like less than an hour and then I resold it back again.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Let's see, what else? 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Very, very crazy stuff happens at that time too. And then
He's
you
the
got
Asian ICT.
Sydney sessions and then Tokyo sessions overlapping each other.
Samurai ICT,
6
Samurai.
to...
Wow.
I just can't think today. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, yesterday I was all about it, and then today I just totally...
Well, it's not Adderall, because I had to speed you up on the fucking playback.
But like I said, I will make more videos. I don't know what the next subject's going to be, so as soon as it comes up in my head...
Oh, look, he's got an assistant.
All right, live NFP, let's do this.
Oh, he's in like this is the paid subscription video. Hey, nice guns, buddy.
4 minutes till NFP hits.
He's ready to pull the trigger. I'm taking that back. He's from Wisconsin. He should have a cheese hat on. Keep it
I
real.
still think Jay's going to climb up. I still think gold's going to drop.
Jump, man.
I didn't see much of a change last night.
Yeah, what happened to Coolio? I think we're broke up. I think he broke up with me. I was too obtuse.
Yesterday, just left it.
Wow. I bet he gives good armpit.
And I also had opposite on this one.
He's that kind of guy. I'm into the stubble. I will need some Astroglide though for his armpit. If you don't mind. So I'm not supplying the material. Luckily nobody can see the chats, you guys. You're just encouraging me to be more mean.
You guys see that? Canada's doing employment as well.
Can I get a picture of the blown up account embroidered onto my t-shirt?
I'll scare you. Sorry.
Sorry, Daddy's blowing up accounts right now.
Sorry. Do what you gotta do. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Daddy's in a monster non-firm payroll swing trade.
2 minutes. Let's find that.
2 minutes countdown. 2 minutes to me losing your college fund on this trade. Hold on, kids.
Oh, yeah. What everyone else is doing?
Non-firm payroll countdown to ecstasy.
Oh, crap. UJ's really climbing.
At least he's not in some type of taxi cab doing cocaine or trading on a tablet, doing lines off a tablet or something. Daddy's gonna sell you on eBay to reload his trading account. You don't mind, do you?
Let's find out. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's like 10 seconds for the kid. The kid can sense the. The kid can sense.
Oh, I told you! I told y'all it was gonna spike up. Y'all missed out.
Did he get out?
Go drop back.
Y'all missed out. Did he had a predetermined exit? I didn't see.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Whoever did not buy Sure missed out. Holy crap.
Wow, is that the 1 minute chart?
Oh, someone missed out, right? Told y'all it was a 5 for NXT. Whoever was
FXCM.
doubting me. That's what happens, you had doubt. Because last month it was a sell. It's so pretty hard.
I can't tell.
All night, USD JPY.
Is he
Barely
out?
break
Or is he
110.
riding
It
it?
hit 110 but never stayed there. Look at this. Look at this candles. Look at those green candles. That's a solid candle. And you, the second green candle. Look at that.
It's a 1 minute
That's
candle.
already letting you know. You cannot mess this up. Oh, yes. And this is on the 1 minute chart on trading.
It's like riding bareback on a motorcycle at 120 miles an hour. No leathers.
Go do what you gotta do, big girl.
I wonder if he does that on the weekends just to
No, you guys
balance
had
out his
non-farm payroll,
universe.
positive for US.
Wow.
I didn't really zoom in on. No, it didn't. It didn't show what
Right.
positive news was.
He's wearing, it's a 1 minute chart.
Oh, I guess I have to go back and take a look.
Wow.
So everything for US was positive.
But did he get out?
How do I?
When he held his
Wait, so
phone
bear
up,
with
was
me,
that
I'm gonna
cashed
show you.
out? Was that
I'm gonna take
live?
this
I
one
didn't
out.
watch it to see if it was fluctuating.
Okay, so bear with me, guys. Come on. Check.
He had predetermined exit,
Show you
right?
guys what.
Boom. I didn't see him get out.
Here we
Wow,
go.
that is just beautiful. My brother's a trader. It's my brother from another mother, and he scalps like a whore.
So as you guys can
Stops
see,
her
I
for
think you guys can see.
stops her for queers. Obviously, you're taking it up the
I'm gonna
ass if
do
you're
my top
trading
right
with
now.
stops.
I'm talking about demo, not talking about.
You're the
live trading.
broker's
Look what happened
bitch.
to the other one that I did opposite on. This is what happens when you think it might be.
Uh-oh.
Probably wondering if that's a live account. It's not. I'm trying to think. Yeah, look at this. It was all positive. Positive. Trade balance was positive. Non-farm payroll was positive.
So why did he show us that? That was bizarre.
So Canada was positive too.
Is that the secret? You blow up one account and you have the other account win, make
What
money?
I'm trying to do USD CAD here. Is USD CAD sell them?
But I don't
This
get
is
it.
Very, very important to pay attention.
Is he a coach?
No, USD CAD spiked up.
Like a coach for
USD
wayward,
CAD spiked up.
high risk people? Yeah, the other side of that trade.
UJ spiked up to 110.6. Gold went all the way back to 1261. That's a lot
I
of
don't know what
problems
to
with
say.
selling gold. Euro
What
dropped back.
can you say?
Not much, just
Right?
back to 118.37. GBP dropped back to 131.0. So probably dropping back to 130 here. Australian dropped back. Not much. Australian New Zealand didn't drop much. The one that dropped the most was gold. And yeah, and USD rose the highest.
Huh.
There's a reason why I trade those two pairs because they
Yeah.
fluctuate in so many
I'll
pips.
bet.
Um,
That was interesting. Is anybody going to sign up? I think he takes PayPal. Guy's got 3,200 subscribers. Amazing. So the sort by most popular must be the one where he takes you through this amazing account flip.
what is going on? I'm just gonna record. I thought the kids were sleeping, but she's still up. So basically, what today's Sunday. The market's not open yet, but I want to make
This
a
is his
video
claim
and
to
actually
fame.
talk about my life story, how I got into trading, what happened in the first 3 months of trading, and what happened after that. And so I started trading back in January of this year.
He's
And got
hunting with
introduced
the
to
face.
iMarkets Live, Forex MLM company, and met some pretty cool people over there, and learned some pretty good secrets and tips from them. And then I started implementing my own strategies after that.
Traders
But
in
on
the
top of
hall.
that, I want to go back and show you guys a snapshot where I lost 17,845. This was when I was using Trader's Way as one of my Forex brokers. The first initial Forex broker that I used in the beginning was FX Choice when I joined iMarkets Live. And at that time, I didn't know nothing about trading. I didn't know what to do when I traded. I just guessed price actions on the value where the currency was going. So, okay. So with that, I'll start with FX Choice. I opened up FX Choice. The leverage was 201. I put $100 in, and then that following week I got the account up to like 250, 260, and then the next day I lost it all because I swung it overnight and it was on the pound.
No.
So
are you kidding?
I had to learn from different types of
Risk?
I had to learn different ways of trading. And I didn't know where else to look to. I know there was a lot of forex groups on Facebook, on social media. There was a lot of forex education courses out there, but you had to pay like thousands of dollars to learn how to trade. And so I stumbled upon someone. I'm not going to mention his name, but I stumbled upon someone that learned about scalping. And so, all right, where was I at? I put the baby to sleep. So yeah, so I was using FX Choice, and then after that, no, I was talking about that. I was talking about looking for it. So I learned from someone how to scalp, and the scalping strategy was pretty good. And it was $200 for the course, and he's on Facebook. I'm not going to mention his name, but I learned a lot from him, and I still follow him till this day. And so, but I implemented my own strategies of trading because I was a really high risk, aggressive trader, and I stacked trades and on top of trades, and I didn't set any stop losses. I didn't set any take profit or any of that stuff. This is a crucial point in my life because in 2 weeks, I flipped the account from 350 to almost 30,000. And that was with using Trader's Way. And it was all on USD/JPY. So this is where the first snapshot on where I started with the three, I think it was 375. And then they give you a matching bonus. So on top of that, so it was like 750 altogether. And this is where it took off. The reason why I bought a penny was because I wanted to see if the market would shift in the opposite direction. And at that time, I was still with iMarkets Live, and we were on a chat group, on a webinar, and we were going to go and trade USD/JPY and sell it during London sessions. I never stayed up for London sessions. I didn't know what London sessions was at the time. I knew there was 4 sessions, but I didn't quite understand what goes on during London sessions. So I was still pretty new. This was like February 24th, February 25th, around there, the 3rd week of February. And it took off. And I mean, you could see on these snapshots that I'm taking because I was really shocked to see where the trend was going. And the guy that was actually talking about it, he's been trading for 5 years. So I was so skeptical about USD/JPY because I never traded that currency. And I didn't know anything about USD/JPY. I didn't know anything about the US dollar. So there were some good tips learning from him. And so that night it took off and it just kept going on selling. Normally you don't trade these positions at standard lots, especially on a 375 account. And you can see that my equity, all this stuff is red here. But I was gaining profit. And we swung, I'm just gonna go, where's the last? I'm trying to go to my snapshot here. I kept taking snapshots almost every hour. Because I stayed up till 6:30 in the morning with these guys.
His life story.
Notice that the account is still growing. Now it's black, now it's not red. And I think this was the profit that I cashed out on, 924. So I was shocked and surprised to see that I made almost $1,000 in a matter of 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. And so I was like, you know what? I said, I'm going to take what he just said and do the same thing, but I'm going to stack some higher lots on it. So as you guys can see, I made 1,000 that day. Now I'm up 1350. Okay. Now look at this. I'm stacking some more trades on USD/JPY. Notice that all I did was I bought or sold USD/JPY. Nothing, no other currencies whatsoever. You can make a lot of money off of one currency if you really focus on where the trend's going. Okay? This is the next day.
I'm gonna try that.
And it just kept going for me. Over 2,400 in equity. And like I said, I was really getting aggressive on my trading. And everything was going my way. Okay, now my account's up to 2,500. Okay, so
good work.
I'm trying to go a little bit faster for you guys.
Should have cut.
See how
You should have trimmed
this
back. That's a chunk.
Okay. Look at that. I sold it for $350, made $505. Sold for $2, made $251. And this was February 23rd, 2017. Woo.
Two standard lots.
Now my balance is almost 3,000. But then look at the equity, 3,700. I sold USD/JPY for $6, making $468. So
6 standard lots.
Profit for the day.
Boy.
Just going off the trend of where it was going for the sell. Look at that. I made 3,400 in one day. I did some pretty crazy lots. Look at that. 285, 375, 350, $4, 250. I mean, I did some really insane aggressive trading. High risk. I didn't set any stop losses, take profit whatsoever. Now the account is up to 6,400. This is what I was with Trader's Way. Okay. The equity's at 7,000, so I'm trying to run through here. Profit of 4,000, and I think that was Friday. Profit of 6,000, and I was doing some really crazy stuff. And so in 1 week, I got the account up to 7,000. I mean, less than a week. Yeah, less than a week, I got up to 7,000. Okay, so come on. I'm shifting through a lot of photos here. Let's see here. 462. I'm trying to let me run through here. Whoops.
He's very aggressive. No, he's a heavy swing trader. He just
yeah,
picks.
notice that I was doing some.
He's
This was
guessing.
on 28th of February.
He's guessing without a stop. He's got good guesses.
Rebuy UJ because it went up.
I don't think he's adding to a loser. I think he's getting in
Okay, look at that. 4,400 in
and
profit.
riding it.
And this is all in USD JPY.
He might dump and reload.
Okay.
You can't tell if it looks like he might have dumped out, come back
Here
in.
we go. The account balance.
You can't tell if
Positive
he's scaling
705.
in.
Okay. On a demo account, you don't see that.
Be interesting
So
to
I'm
see.
showing you guys an actual live account that what I first started with. Up to 12,000. 4,000 profit again in 1 day. Look at, I bought USD JPY for $15. It made over, look at $5, $1,000, $10, almost $2,000. Now the second week, the last week of February of this year, I made, in 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks? I forgot. I'm trying to retain as much information as I can here. Yeah, so basically less than 2 weeks, it was 14,000.
There's no
Let me
fear.
show you guys
He's samurai, man. No fear.
crazy, crazy stuff. And then I got into selling gold. Okay, this is where I got really, really super intense of high aggressive trading. Look at these bets. You don't ever bet that much. $20, $20, $7.50, $6.51, I mean, $5.11. It was crazy what I was doing.
He didn't make that much
On these
money.
trades.
He made more money.
$10,413 in 1 day in profit when I cashed out at the end of the day. That's nuts. That is nuts. Now it comes up to 20,000. This was the week of NFP, not on payroll, on the first week of March. Okay, 20,000 in the account, as you guys can see here. I anticipated. Yeah, this is where. Okay, so this is where I anticipated, because after non-farm payroll was positive, okay, it spiked up. The reason why I took the snapshot was because this was the day I lost 17,000 right here. You guys can see that, and that's why I had this. I have this snapshot right here for you guys.
But he's short.
Okay, but
He made money.
my pictures are not in chronological order, so I'm gonna show you guys what I built the account up to. 20,000 profit for the week, as you guys can see. Okay, 21,000. All right. So this was the last snapshot that I took before the account went negative. Okay, balance of 26,000. Okay, this is the last snapshot that I took. And then I did a withdrawal. The one thing I hate about Traders Way is that they wouldn't let you withdraw what you put into the what you put into the account. And I think that was BS, to be honest, because the fact that you made all this money and they don't let you pull 100% of your profit back, but they're willing to take your money and let you
Because
trade.
he signed
and
up
give
for
you
the
matching
magic
deposit
bonus
But
miles.
then when it comes to taking your money out, they're like, no, you can only take out what you put in. I think that was bogus. That's one of the things. That was one of the reasons why. I think that was one of the reasons. And the other second reason why I left Traders Way is, I know I'm jumping the subject, but the other reason why I left Traders Way is because they glitch so much on the MetaTrader 4.
Well, that's true. They drop
Okay,
out.
so as you guys can see, things are going pretty good in the morning.
They go offline.
Okay, things
so
are going
much.
pretty good. Last snapshot before Yellen was speaking. Bam, right here, negative 17,000 at the end of the day on Friday, not on payroll, because Yellen was speaking. She said some negative comments about the U.S. economy.
God, using
That $20
20
bet went
standard
negative 12,000.
lots.
That 1250 bet went negative 6,000. So
$12,000.
I took a huge hit, and I was wondering to myself. I said, I was really devastated at that point, and I was like, you know what? Maybe trading isn't for me. Did I anticipate something wrong in the markets that day? I thought that USD JPY was going to hit with that 115 mark, and I didn't know anything about reading the 4-hour chart, the daily chart. I didn't know anything
just
about
run
that stuff.
stops.
All I thought was that I was going to do that. It was going to hit 115. Never did. Ever since that day, USD JPY dropped all the way back to 108. It never went back to 114. If you go back to March on your calendar and look at the non-farm payroll, it dropped all the way back. It was a sell-off instantly, and it was still a sell-off.
But how did he get out? Did he get out
I mean,
when
this
he was at
a
the
crucial
bottom?
moment in my forex trading. To take a step back, learn not to be aggressive all the time. You can be aggressive on certain days. There's going to be those days where you can maximize your profit, where you can leverage your whole account and get it all and make
Your whole account.
make a lot of profit. I'm telling you. I mean, I would say Wednesdays and Thursdays is great. up until Friday morning. But
Of course.
Fridays are pretty tricky days because it can reverse back on you. And
Of
yep, it's
course.
showing how much I
Wednesday so
lost.
low.
And I gotta see if there's any other photos that I missed out. But I mean, it was. Oh, that's the gaming desktop that I bought. But yeah, it was a pretty.
Wow.
This is the stuff that I bought, and I still lost money. But you know, you guys got my first half of the story. You know, the second half of the story, I looked at other forex brokers. I'm gonna make another video of that. And I looked at other forex brokers. I looked at FinPro Trading, LMFX, LQDFX, TradeWise, all the other ones like XM, Vantage FX, IC Markets, Pax Forex. Look at all the other ones, but then the ones that I said like XM, Vantage FX, IC Markets, they don't accept U.S. clients. And you have to go with. I was trying to find a forex broker that wasn't going to glitch all the time on the MetaTrader 4 app, and that was very reliable on customer service, because I didn't want any BS answers from customer service, you know. And I didn't care if they were regulated or not. I mean, a lot of people look for the regulated forex brokers, but especially for U.S. clients, you really have to go with what you have, and it's really hard to go with when you're in the U.S. It's really hard to trade, you know, because I know there's over 100 forex brokers, but yet in the U.S. you can only go to a certain amount of forex brokers that you can choose from. And so I took a step back from trading for a week, and then I went back at it again, with Trader's Way again. And I just went back to just with no plan whatsoever, no strategies, 100% all out, go big, go home. That was my mentality. And I had to think. I was like, man, I'm a really high aggressive trader, and
No.
I still did not set any stop losses whatsoever. I just decided just to be like, yeah, you know, it's worth, you know, it's worth doing this. You know, I'm gonna try to make what I lost. You cannot make what you lost. I learned it the hard way, and I had to keep learning the hard way. And so that's why I said to myself, maybe it's time to just go back to the demo account and take it more serious on the demo account. And I'm really glad that I got into LMFX, because the fact that they have the demo contest, my goal is to be the top 3 for demo contest and top 3 for crystal ball contest. So that's why I got into LMFX. On top of that, they don't have the crazy technical issues like Trader's Way, and I'm not getting back into FX Choice, even though I do have an account with them. You know, the leverage is too small. 200 to 1 ain't gonna cut, especially for someone that's gonna hedge the account, scalp the account, or be a high aggressive trader like me.
Of course not.
So basically, I had to take a lot of steps back from live trading and learn from these past experiences. And there will be days where you make a lot of money, you know, especially that one day, you know, and you can go all out, you know, but you can't just try and go all out every single day. And I was constantly staring at the charts 8 to 10 hours a day with my kids. I mean, I was basically just staring at charts as much as I could. There ain't nothing wrong staring at the charts. I mean, I'm all for it, but
He's all for it.
you're just gonna lack, you know, a lot of focus.
His wife wants to
then
kill
you're just
him.
way too focused on just staring at the charts, and then you anticipate too much when you stare at the charts. And so know your technical analysis and have an actual financial plan when it comes to trading. You don't want to trade your rent money. You don't want to trade your car payment money. You don't want to trade money that you don't have and then hoping to make it big, because that's what I thought I could do. You know, and I'm trying to be as real as I can. I thought I could make it big. I didn't have a specific goal when it came to trading, and that was the biggest thing that I didn't look into. People say that they want to make it big, but then they don't even have a plan after that or have a purpose. And so you gotta have some sort of plan, and you gotta keep with that plan. You gotta stick with it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm trying to make it big, make 10,000 a week, and then you don't even hit half of that, and then now you're scrambling to make 10,000 a week, and then you end up losing it all on Friday. And so, you know, you don't want to anticipate too much about the markets. You just want to have a balance, you know, and you gotta find that balance. Know what you're good at, stick with it, and learn the new things along the way. And so there you guys have it. You guys have my story, you know, and it's not hard to flip an account. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyone can flip an account. And I flipped the account from a $350 deposit all the way up to almost 30,000, 26,000, and then lost it all. Lost everything that I built. And that's why I said, well, you gotta have the financial plan structure. With the financial plan structure, you gotta pay yourself every week. I always recommend that. You gotta pay yourself every week. You know, like a weekly paycheck, or matter of fact, pull the money out and put it somewhere. You know, that's why with LMFX, they have the LMFX wallet. You can withdraw and transfer that money to your wallet and let it sit there in case if you do need to pull it out to your bank account or your credit card or debit card, or you can transfer it back to another trading account that you open up. That's really crucial. You can be really good at trading, but don't know how to manage money. that is going to be a huge problem if you don't know how to manage money. That's probably one of the biggest things.
They're
So there you guys have my story. I am gonna try. I'm gonna make some more videos and upload today on why I chose LMFX, FinPro trading, because I was using FinPro trading, and I'm gonna talk a little about the other forex brokers that I look into. And so I'm gonna make some more videos for today. And today's Sunday, so I got all the time in the world.
Wait.
So thanks for you guys for tuning in. Subscribe. If you have any comments, let me know. Message me. And so there you guys have it.
See, there you have it. You're good to go. I think the sound of his kid screaming was they were taking out the little kid's kidney. It's worth more. So he said he learned his lesson, but then he kind of just amazingly is back to no stops. I don't get it. Can somebody explain it to me? Anyways, that was interesting, huh? No stops. But he says today, the live feed I started, he goes, I still don't trade with stops. Apparently, he's going to just start with $200. Try to make $200 a day trading and just hope for the best. I don't get it. Of course, this is just, you know, he can make a ton of money. So obviously he knows where the market's going. But that's a prime example of knowing. Like I said, I talked to somebody last week that was doing that. They could make a ton of money, but they had no stops, and they would just... All you have to do is have the market go against you a little bit. It's like when you have that pet orangutan, and it bites your face off. It's all fun and games till the orangutan rips your face off. All right, that's a classic. Here's the real truth about being a day trader. San Diego. Aww. Oh boy.
Oh, my wife. What's up, guys? Kim Foos here with Fooslers.com. Today, I'm going to give you a day in the life.
This is surfer dude that called me from California. I didn't want to tell anybody, but this is his... Oh, babe.
So this is what I do every morning. Look myself in the mirror and wonder why. After 12 years, it's never gotten any easier waking up at 5:30. But after 12 years hearing that alarm, I still want to stab my eyeball down every time. Then I look at this dead man's skull on my counter and think, he's dead. I'm alive. Life's not too bad. So we got about 45 minutes until the market opens, so I'm going to go ahead and slam some cold brew coffee, which is about 3 times as much caffeine as normal coffee, because I need to be 3 steps ahead of my enemies on the battlefield. All right, guys, so this is a little trick I learned back in my high school days by shotgunning beers, and it's called the finger blast. Called the finger blast. We can prove a point here. So I think we made it pretty clear that little people would be finger blasting anything anymore, so I'm going to go with the classic key here, puncture here. Secret about being a successful trader, and that is if you have morning profits or even a morning loss, walk away from the computer. Get as far away as possible, because I can't tell you how many times I've had morning profits and tried to stick around during the middle of the session, which is really wish-washy trading opportunities, and just given all my morning gains back. I just did it the other day. I had a $2,000 profit. I came back in the middle of the session because I was not staying away from my computer, and I lost $700 just like that. So you guys, that's my biggest tip and secret for success is once you lock in those gains in the morning, walk away, and that's what we're doing right now. We're going to do function juice where you get a little cinnamon roll, protein smoothie to fuel these bodies.
Oh my fucking God, I didn't know this is how you make
which
money.
is kind of a paleo, really clean lunch meal. As you know, paleo is not for everybody, but for me, it's the best way to keep my body in the best shape as possible.
Does he have a club?
All right, guys, so I just want to take a moment to get serious here. We have a real business, and I'm just...
When did you start trading?
So here we are, guys, at Date Anzico, where I like to bring a small group of friends and give them a little ass-kicking workout that I call Foos Fit. Being successful at life is all about having the discipline to do what's needed to reach the next level. There's a saying that I love that goes, everyone wants to eat, but few are willing to hunt. Everyone wants to have a great looking body, six-pack abs, but only a small portion of the world achieve.
Is this for real?
this website called 3stopsonfire.com, and they basically do exactly what I do today. We obviously have a lot more technological advancements. You know, this was almost 12 years ago, back in 2005. So I really just started there at this website and really just built up my reputation in their forums. I became such a popular member after about a year, to the point where I was thinking to myself,
playing
you know,
it back at high speed.
I have my own website. Why can't I be doing it? Because I became such a popular member, I felt like I had a knack for picking stocks, and that's where the things really just started rolling out. I won a stock picking contest from their website.
You should hook up with Samurai Trader.
We've been all over the place, you know, Tokyo, Bali, Costa Rica, St. Martin, you know, everywhere, all over Colombia, just, you know, a lot of really cool places. And that's definitely the best part about being a trader, is not being locked down by a 9-to-5, not having a boss, and really just carving your own path and creating your own destiny.
Not even having a fucking a trading desk.
I was trading over and over again in the beginning of my trading career, all swing trading patterns. You know, trading stocks is all about finding patterns that you are familiar with and being able to trade them with consistency. And that's how the Fusfor formed. It's adapted a lot into day trading, which we go over in Fusfor Part 2. So it's really just
Part 2.
Now it's more so just a brand name as far as only being 4 patterns that we trade. We do a lot of shorts, we do a lot of longs. The Fusfor has adapted a lot over the last 12 years, but the core foundation still starts and ends with a chart pattern and those 4 different chart patterns that we had in the beginning.
That's all I need to know.
You know, a lot of people come to me and ask me why my system is better or why they should learn from me over somebody else. And there's no correct answer to that question. You know, basically there are a lot of different ways to make money in the stock market. You just have to find a strategy that fits your personality. It's basically like finding a niche in the market. The Fusfor strategy is a niche that I found that has worked for me consistently, and it's also worked for thousands of students all over the world. So basically what I think differs ours from a lot of other people, you know, our system is not about trying to predict stocks or predict stock market moves. All it is a system-based strategy where it's more of a, you know, a reaction-based system where we try to identify patterns and we trade those and we react to them and manage the risk. It's not about stock picking, it's about identifying patterns and managing the risk. So what would I do differently? That is a great question, because there is a lot of things that I would do differently. First of all, when I first placed a trade, my first trade I ever did with my E-Trade account back in 2005, I didn't have a clue what I was doing or why I even bought this stock. I just saw it on the homepage of E-Trade and bought it. Obviously, I sold it for a loss about 2 days later, and that's what so many people do. I see it every day with students that want to come in and they're so anxious to trade that they don't even know what they're doing and you know, bypass the thought of, hey, maybe I should actually educate myself. So I would definitely go back and go through some sort of training. I don't even know what was available back then, but I really had no idea what I was doing, and that's what. Forget about, you know, what broker you want to use. Forget about what software you want to use, because none of that matters.
God in heaven, man. That's beautiful.
None of that matters. If you don't know how to trade, it doesn't matter what kind of software you have or what kind of broker you have. The number one thing you could do is pick a mentor. And I would love to be your mentor. I love having students. I've had thousands of students from all over the world. And that's what we're looking for, is dedicated people who are willing to put in the time to actually learn something.
Kevin Spacey,
the coach, like a doctor or a lawyer. It takes a lot of hard work and discipline to get to that point where you can actually call yourself a pro day trader. And that's what we do at Fus Alerts with the Fusfor training, is get people from novice to pro in a much shorter time it ever took me, because I went down the wrong road and I don't want to see
went down the wrong road.
That is a wrap for a day in the life as a pro.
Down the wrong road.
Hopefully I made you guys laugh. Hopefully I inspired you, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Him and Samurai Trader. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways. Oh, that was too much fun, dude. I'm going to need a hotter mentor. Can I get an authentic gay guy to mentor me? Some guy that's got some really good grooming. That other guy, he over-manscaped his armpits. The other guy, Samurai Trader, he offers his manscaping Under Armour cutter for a bonus of 400 magic pips. He got down the wrong road. Don't do what I did. What the fuck did he do? He pimped his wife out to fund his stock trading. Don't do what I did. Man, I'll tell you what. This is so funny. No, Coolio. He let us down on this one. Was expecting Surfer Dude to show up. Put in his 2 cents. Mr. the guy with the wife that's on the borderline. She's filing for divorce while he's hammered on the internet. Yeah, that's some funny stuff, man. Gosh, just what an entertaining situation. I don't know what to say after that. I left speechless by Samurai Trader. Brother knows his trades, doesn't he? Take no prisoner. Hard hitting, no stops. Anybody have a favorite Look at this guy, $7,000. This guy's going to explain why Bitcoin's hitting $7,000. He's going to break it down. Break it down.
What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. I'm right here if you guys can see me.
Holy shit.
But I'm here with Crypto Vin. He's the Technical Solutions crypto group leader. And I wanted to make a video with him so he can better explain what the cryptocurrency group chat has to offer. I'm not
the cryptocurrency group.
Anymore, especially not within the crypto chat.
Wow, this kid really is a nerd. He knows more than me.
To be spamming our chat with these links. So if chat, and he also
why is Bitcoin? The title of the video explains when to buy.
Cryptocurrency. That's why.
That I think of every time I invest into these programs. So that was the reason why we kind of wanted to
see, these kids have energy. You got to slow them down on playback.
Your investments for people who also don't really know crypto and are kind of like trying to get into it. We want you guys to learn the market and know what's safe.
There's Bitcoin.
The best way we could handle.
Definitely. So I think it's just a matter of.
Yeah, let's check out the Bitcoin. It's really out of control. Do you think we should sell up here? Let's go with Samurai Trader's technique. So let's break out the bit. See what kind of antics, some kind of trouble we can get in here. Unfortunately, I can't get my balance to zero unless I open up a new account because I left myself in a, I think I bought some Eurodollars there for fun. So I know I can do Bitcoin. I got the cloud going here now. We're pulled back off the highs when the market closed here. So we definitely backed it down a notch. Call up that Wang Chung. Call up Samurai Trader and see if we can Wang Chung tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. I want to see his analysis real time. So this is my view of trading. Honestly, I know this seems really counterintuitive, but on the Bitcoin, I would look to sell up here, and I would look to buy. I'd put buy limits here, probably go to sleep. That's 1 day on the chart going across. Point texture. Yeah, I mean, right. He's wearing his dad's underwear too. Yeah, that's funny. Man, I feel like a really hipster after looking at him. I thought I was a nerd till I saw him. Gotta get some chart shift going here. Try to peer into the center of the screen. Let's predict the future like that guy said. Did you get those free tips from Samurai Trader? I think you see, I've crashed this platform so easy. He said, all I did was try to put a goddamn fixed scale in there. Try to shift the chart. He said, here's some practical tips and suggestions from Samurai Traders today. Let's make notes here, people. He said, and I distinctly heard him say, that you have to get in the trade and see if it's going to make you money. And the other thing he said was, you got to project into the future, so that's what I was about to do. We have to imagine where it's going to go. We need an up and down scenario. I think I just crashed that fucking thing hard. Let's start over. Hard crash on that. Couldn't handle the right mouse click. Right mouse click destroyed it. Shut her down. Oops, can't even shut her down. Baby's hung. Well, so much for Bitcoin trading. That didn't last long. Okay, I think it uncrashed maybe. Oh, it finally closed down. Let's give it the old college try. I'm inspired by the high risk, reckless young buck of 30 years old with 11 months of trading under his belt. Makes me feel like the good old days are back. Let's put some chart shift on that. So what do you think? Do you see a pattern yet? Other than it's extremely overbought? So another practical tip, Samurai Trader said that he looks at the weekly. I know he'd be selling. I'm surprised he isn't trading. Just got to change the trend on the cloud. So here was the top become bottom on the 4-hour cloud. There's a guy that sent me email and making a bunch of money cloud trading. He just gets in here. Top becomes a bottom in the 4-period moving average. So that's a 4-period move, simple moving average there, the green cloud. BRS, big red switch. Yeah, I like where they know where the market's going. Yeah, but you're not asking for $20 yet, are you? You're 25, so you're asking for $15 a month. God, he was just killing it, though. He was so killing it. It's definitely difficult. I think you got to take into account volatility. I think the secret of trading is volatility, because there's times when it's appropriate to run a tight stop to make a burst move, and there's times when you could make money from trading smaller in a swing trade. If he wouldn't have been in so heavy per ticket, see, now I think actually, if he was trading like mini lots, but see, I didn't even see how he got out of that 20 standard lots. Did he get out at the end of the day going, holy fuck, just get me out? Or did he? They say a lot of times if you wait, you get a better exit price. Okay, I say we missed the sell here. It's time to put buy limits in like this. I've actually got buy limit scripts. I got some scripts for Bitcoin here. You just add the 00 to any script. I gotta rename them. I think this down here is a Bitcoin script. No, that's not. So to create a Bitcoin script, you have to add 2 zeros. So that's the trick. That's the ticket. Waiting for the MetaTrader to come up. So here you have to add 2 zeros to this pending. Break-even order. Oh, I already did. I guess that is a good script. Here, let me just zoom in. That's going to stop loss of 3,000 munchkins. 3,000 shiitakes. Oh, that's the order here. I think that lasts for 4 hours. So you got all weekend to watch this thing play out. We'll just turn on the stops. Stops will be here. Honeydew. We're going to enter on the... Let's enter on yellow. There's our stop. We can manipulate it now. Going to hold down the Alt key, because I set the tools like this. Use Alt key to drag trade levels, so we can manipulate it. We got it on there. We can start stacking in some. We really want to move this down. If we hold down the Alt key, the whole ratio should move with us. And we come down here and let's buy the stop hunt. I had to agree to one-click trading. The dot will not move. That was the original placement. Okay. And so what does a scalp trade look like? In my opinion, this is your exit. So in the real world, this is how I would trade a bounce. Make your exit the wick. So this is a logical scenario. The market comes down in to here, fills you, does not take out the stop, retraces into the floor. So the next order you put in is just like right here. And you start to stack up a, this is better than break even. This is risk. This is risk 3,000 to make 7,000. So without changing that ratio, now it says 30-30, but I'm not going to rewrite it, so I'm too lazy. And you would just say, okay, let's interweave that. So this is a 15-minute chart. How does it look here? It makes sense. If you're a swing trader, so all he has to do, this guy, he's trading so big he could do standard lots like this. But I think it's only logical to exit up into that. So if you fix the scale here, it looks like a realistic trade plan to me. I'm just saying this is how you would have to plan this out if you're a retracement bounce trader. And that's, I don't even know how big that position is there. So yeah, let's see what you say. Don't forget for budget for a new kid. I think he's going to have to sell that kid for parts. Part him out. Zoom in. Yeah, I should have set the higher res. I'm on blurry mode because it was. I changed some of the settings in the streaming, and it changed the way that thing behaved. Yeah, well, I can make a script that decays after a certain amount of time. So when you drop it, the tightest script you can go is 15 minutes. The 5-minute scripts the broker won't take a 5-minute script because it's about to be deleted. Another thing, some brokers, if it's got a 15-minute time decay and it's about to expire, they won't let you move it. 5 minutes before that order, so I've tried to move. I don't actually move any orders. Like I just figure, hey, you know what, I'll take the risk. It's a known risk. The stop's in there. But if you try to move that order just before it's about to expire, within 5 minutes, the broker's not going to let you move it because now you're treating it like a 5-minute expiration. You change the way you treat it and the broker sees that. Yeah, you can go 4. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, 6, 8, 12. Okay, well, that's the EA I was trying to get going. You can get a mouse robot, so you could write a macro to grab a script and drop it. But why would you want to place the order? Not immediate order. But what would change the reason why you'd place the order there? A lot of the auctions are already the structure's there. Why would you want to change the yeah, where should I go? I did, let's see. Place one. Huh. But why would you want it not to be active? You're afraid they're going to fill you. Well, if you're going to watch the market, if you come to the platform every hour, you can drop an array of orders. You could drop an order 20p. You could have a button. You press it every hour. So this is why you'd have a macro. Go grab scripts and drop them, or a mouse. It's called Mouse Recorder. It's free out of Germany, but it only runs on Windows 8 or higher. So that would run. Get filled. So it's a stop entry. Yeah. If it's a stop entry, yeah, you're waiting for the market to go sideways and bracket it with stops. There's only 3 ways to get in. Either babysit it and pull the trigger, or you're going to get in this, like bracket it with stops, or you place limits in. But yeah, you can. So the thing is that I was looking for an EA that would just come and grab a script and put it in. You know, that was really my dream. You didn't find anything, what? So like this here, almost everything in here is 8 hours. So you'd be pretty certain. So I don't, if a structured trader wouldn't care, because look at this Bitcoin chart. So if I go to the 1 hour, this will always be the vacuum. What you can do is put a 2 hour order in. So here's how you get around the fear of being overfilled. You write a script that lasts for 12 hours, you put it down here. You write a script that lasts for 6 hours, you put it here. Script that lasts for 3 hours. Script that lasts for 2 hours. And you're constantly trolling the market with a kind of a, I'm going to say a dense order bank that is 30 minutes to a half hour to 1 hour. Really close to the market. So you have a trailing buy limit pack that lasts for 15 minutes. So this is the 1 hour chart. You're talking about a limit grid that expires. So if you go to the 15-minute chart, you're talking about a 15-minute script. So right now, you're selling for the next 15 minutes. That's what that looks like. Actually, it's one slice smaller. So imagine you have an elaborate sell limit up here. And that's how you're, right, imagine that. That's the Rod Serling intro. Picture this. I wish I could do a Rod Serling imitation and describe my strategy in trading like that. That'd be funny. Let's see here. That would be very funny. So that's let's see if I can adjust my parameters here. I guess we're the real nerds here, doing the after hours strategy. We're real traders. We work after hours. So I don't have the button to press, but if I wrote the script, I know what it looked like. Just like, don't ask me questions about what the fucking script's going to look like. Pay your $20. Don't ask me how I do this. Yeah. Now, if you wrote a mirrored image script and you press the button, since this is the asking price here, let's just imagine the spread's tighter than it is. So this bottom line gray has to hit this to trigger the limits. And then you write a duplicate script that starts to drop arrays like this. So in a perfect world, which you could create 15-minute sell limits here. Now, how many tickets are in that bank? Well, let's just go for 5. So these are these entries. And, oops, I did something really strange there. But I think you see what I mean. So these guys are going to pen for 15 minutes. And just for kicks, we'll throw a stop on it. But I think this is what I think is the secret of trading. You have sell limits very tight up here. VOE tight. Bugs Bunny tight. And you don't sell a lot for the next 15 minutes. So here's you're actually anticipating a projection of a spike here. So you're laying a trap on the north side. And so in a martingale way, Jesus, I don't know what I just did there. I think you see what I'm trying to say. So in a martingale-esque type of situation, so we have sell limit here, but we're not gonna get in. This is all hard coded, by the way. You really should put your sell limit up here, but this is right where you should put it. But since we are gonna trade aggressive like that guy was, I think the ideal script looks like this. These are your sell limits. You could write it like that. Then you're going to put either a hard stop on the whole stack up here. And basically you have 15 minutes for this thing to come get you. So it's like bullfighting. So you're waiting for the apex of the triangle to form. Well, what you do there is you would, if you know the direction you want to trade, I think you can go with the, now you're going to trade smaller in the tickets. So let's say the market, let's look for a triangle on the, on this guy. Let's see the triangle we missed, entry. So the apex of the triangle, of course, this Bitcoin's on fire. But here's a scenario. So when the market calms down, this is a 4-hour chart, so you'd come in here, and as soon as it simmers down and you get low true range on, say, a 5 ATR, this is going to be one of those things where you're just going to have to, if you want to trade from the long side, you're going to have to continually come in here with stacking up. Like that guy said he was sort of stacking, so I get what he's saying, but I would pre-stack for the load, for the burst. So I traded the dollar Canadian just before the news one day like this because I was on Skype with these guys, you know, so I wanted to like show off, so to speak. I wanted to be that samurai trader. And I said, hey guys, I'm fucking seriously long the CAD, and I'm even going to add, and I told everybody in the room, I'm going to even add buy stops up here. And I had, there's people that actually put a buy stop here, and they were so right. But imagine this is the 15-minute chart, which is not. Buy stop stacking up here, and of course this is about 2 hours of nonsense. And just in case you're wrong, you could put some opposite, so go non-directional. There's not too much risk because they barely fill you down here. Maybe not so many sell stops, but just in case, right? They trap you and it ends spilling, and you end up making up the money you would have lost because you bracketed with a hedge, backup parachute plan kind of thing. And so the triangle's squeezing down, and you keep on pressing the button. And at this point, you're stacking up more tickets. As the apex starts to form, you're just throwing in buy stops, buy limits, but everything's gauged in a ratio of like double your money and 8 times your money. So imagine the news is about to come out. This is the 15-minute chart, or even this pullback here. Anytime the market simmers down, you get a doji. So when you see a doji on the 4-hour, you're just going to load up, right? Here you would have made money on the top. So the Bitcoin trade, you would have made money had you waited for it to go sideways here. And regardless of what happened internally there, you know just by looking at this, you don't have to backtest this, that you wouldn't have filled anything on the top side. And is this a big enough move for you to make money? That's why every ticket needs to have a scalp built in. And some has a long-term target down here. It never gets filled. You got to take that whole trade off. Cash out, go home. Yeah, so, I mean, the thing is you can't even believe you're making money from being completely only aware of the true range. So here you have a very quiet market. The guys that are selling will not get filled unless they get confirmation entry here. But what if you're a bear and you put your sell stops and you never get filled? I'm just saying, imagine this is the 15-minute chart or the half-hour or the 5-minute chart. So it seems inconceivable that you're making money from a trade plan that's non-directional, or it's directional and it's just kind of like this. I mean, I hate chasing markets, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm getting trapped. So I don't like to get in here. I like to buy on the pullback at the market and get filled on limits that are shallow limits. So it really depends how you like to get into these things. Buying shallow limits makes you feel like at least you're buying the bottom of a pullback. It's kind of a gratification trade entry. But look at how insanely choppy this walk down is. Clean up, drift down. And of course right now, I'm just always thinking a lot of scalps if we dip down here below. So my exit is already predetermined. And maybe I get stopped out of that, say if the news is coming out, then I would come in with this one, same script, and start down here and pick the exit's going to be this low. So I'm thinking like this. I got the order cashing out there, dips down, crushes in. So basically, I'm entering on people's stops. I'm going to exit into the last known floor. And I can't duplicate that script, but so as they back it down here, so you want to get stopped out, go flat, and pick up the other. Catch a falling knife situation. So same thing on the top side. I don't think I have a limit drop here. So next week I would just put sell limits up here in a basket of some type. Let them come up and fill you. You can always scalp out when they fill you if you think that, you know what. That's another thing. If you just throw a grid of orders and they come up and they tag in and you realize that, you know what, it's only going to do a slight bounce and you dump that and it turns into a scalp, but it's already set up for a scalp. I think you have to set everything up in advance and determine whether you're going to run a 17 pip stop. But yeah, the 15, let's go to the 15-minute chart. I'm sure there's got to be a triangle here. So here's a wedge. Here's a 15-minute wedge. There's plenty of trades back here. Here's a walk down. So here's a walk down into support. I like when that guy said, my favorite line was says, I don't believe in support resistance. Support resistance? Get out of here. That's cliche. That's old hat. It's not for us real men that trade without stops. So here, I have a buy limit here for that trap. And when are they done backing this thing up into this hole? 15-minute chart, you got to be really quick, straw McGraw. Half-hour chart. Or you could just do the low volatility 1 hour non-directional entry. I'd say you could put a 20K in there. 20 single Ks with different exits. Man, look how choppy this is. See, these are just huge breakout explosions in volatility. Look at this move. My God, man. This is going into uncharted water here, I think. Mind-boggling moves on the... looks just like the stock market, though. Literally in sync with the stocks. That's some fascinating stuff there. But this looks just like the British pound move. Up, pause, smash. There's some type of like huge crude oil's going into this hole on the north side. That could make gold go up. It's a crazy world. So yeah, you can do the anything's possible. I really wish I had an EA that I could just tell it, listen, go get this order and drop it. Yeah. So what's the answer? I'm going to save up. I'm going to see if I can find $20 and sign up for Samurai Trader. I think he's onto something. He's definitely got, he's at the inside track. See if anybody's in the Discord room cracking up. It seemed like everybody kind of lynched him in that room tonight. Everybody jumped in. Kind of treat him like a rag doll in there. So it looks like Ghost Dig was enjoying the entertainment. It was very entertaining. God, I can't believe I witnessed that. I'm going to have bad dreams now. Do you think I was too mean? He's too busy chasing his little kid around to find out all the stuff I said about him, I'm sure. Man, that was too much. $20 a month to teach you how to trade or some shit like that. Wow. So Ghosted got a new computer. It's too funny, man. So I don't know. Is anybody trading Bitcoin tonight? Anybody willing to load the wagon like the samurai trader and short this thing with everything you own and your neighbors? Get a second mortgage and short Bitcoin. I'm going to do background commentary on, I've done so many. I've done so many background commentaries on people and abuse them. It's my specialty. I don't know why. I don't know why this guy. Oh man, $20, you're in, right? $20. This new service. If you can get me some of those Asian hoes, I'm into it. Please. It's just, imagine reading the comments people are making that they made in this chat room. It's just ridiculous. I thought I was I felt like I was running a Zapruder film. I felt like Zapruder. Look at this guy blowing this account up with one bullet, the magic bullet trader. Man, that was like live news, live inside forex, breaking news. Samurai trader blows up he took down the brokerage firm he was in so big. Yeah, this man single-handedly. I'll tell you what, man. That's very nostalgic. I remember 8 years ago, I remember my first beer. Oh, man, just too much. Absolutely too much. I don't even know what his service is. I know he wouldn't divulge it. He wouldn't talk about trading. He said if you have this is the Kant philosophy. If I have to explain it to you, he makes Ryan Brown look like a seasoned pro. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was really babysitting his kid. I like what he said. I stare at the charts all day long. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, right, we got to get a tour de force. Can we get he said he wanted to start a group. How about ICT and him will hook those guys up. ICT will convince him he does need stops. They won't last long as a trading team. They can fade each other's trades. Too much. Oh, man. Oh, he's going to watch telly. So Cleve says he's going to go watch Telly. I thought he's going to watch Telly Savalas. Is he going to go watch Kojak? I got to go watch the Telly. That's Brit speak. ICT would convince him to run money management type of approach. You know, you might want to put a... Get out of here. I mean, stops are for people that don't know where the market's going. How do you explain it? You got some explaining to do, Lucy. Okay, let's scalp to 5 minutes. I think I got a... I'll just trade this in my mind. I like when he said, Yellen came out and said some stuff, fucked up my account. He's got some priceless stuff in there. real killer. A lot of insight. Your $20 gets you a lot of very original insight. Maybe we should set up a page for him. Fearless insight. How to swing trade how to fearlessly swing trade while your kid's tugging on your leg. Wait, toddler forex, toddler FX. I don't know, man. So I Darren FX Trader, it's got to be for Darren. It's only 5 o'clock at night. He's on California time. Jack be nimble. Jack bite is like a half hour. It's 8:30. 8:30, and where they grow Labrador retrievers. They breed them there. It's like a fish farm for Labradors. Wow. Yeah, God. 1:30. Really? AM? Oh my God. An hour and a half ahead? Okay, so it's 9:30. Yeah, gosh, that is... That's funny. So he's got health conditions. So I thought that was his secret, that he's about to die. So he thought, what do I got to lose? Let me load up on these swing trades. I'd trade like him if it was the last day on the... He's got patience, though. To see if the trade turns out at some point. Anyways, God in heaven. Jack Boy paid extra to be half an hour out of sync with the rest of the world. He gets an edge. All his trades are at the top of the hour. Irregardless. The market's in sync. Man, that really... London, Ontario, I hope you mean. Darren's holding down the left side of the Canada so it doesn't tip into the ocean. We had a politician here that said, you know, you gotta be careful because that island, if the people lean, it'll tip into the ocean. I don't know if he was serious. News first. He should call you on the phone and give you a free news feed. Too funny, man. Coolio missed out on all the fun. So that's the joy of streaming. Oh, you missed a sell, and looks like Bitcoin's going into my limits. Actually, that's coming into my take profits. They're selling it off. I think Bitcoin's had it. Anybody ready to call the top in Bitcoin? What if all of a sudden, now is this even possible? How long would it take people, like if somebody hacked Bitcoin this weekend, like, oh God, we hacked it. I guess it's impossible, right? It's seriously impossible, right? Because everybody's got a copy of the coin on their computer. So it's like an ant farm. You can't just kill one ant. It's got a deep rooted. But what if people just said, oh my God, something went terribly wrong? Could Bitcoin start crashing and coming unwrapped, I wonder? Isn't there going to be something go wrong here? I mean, gold should have kept going up. Didn't gold do this behavior? Just went parabolic. So yeah, I'm not a buyer on the weekly, I can tell you that. Weekly looks a little overbought. Here's a nice pullback on the weekly. Your two chances to get long. Those blue bars. This is a 3 drive. This is the most dramatic price pulse up on the weekly Bitcoin so far. Now my scalp looks like those are buy limits for a scalp. So that's another thing. When you look at the weekly, then you go to the daily, you're like, oh, I don't know. Then you go here, you're like, you know what? It starts to make sense on the 1 hour chart. This strategy makes only sense on the 1 hour chart, I think. Buy the yellow, cash out on the white. I could see this. I could see us retesting the apex of this triangle that we broke out of. That's a classic pattern. Market retests the apex of this. The scene of the crime. Anything down here, I think is a good buy, right? Yeah, can you imagine somebody puts some type of virus into the Bitcoin system? I don't know. There must be somebody talking about. Is there really nobody on YouTube talking about Bitcoin crashing? Surely somebody must be thinking that, right? I don't know. I guess I'm too busy doing other things since I don't own any Bitcoin. I guess if I was in really big right now, I might be thinking, hey, there must be a doomsdayer out there. I'll be bullish. This is a month ago.
Welcome to another episode of Crypto Riot, the show that takes the magic and mystery out of cryptocurrencies and amateur investing. I'm your host, David Hay, and in today's episode, we're going to look at what the hell is going on with Bitcoin. After dropping about 30% from its high of $5,000, Bitcoin yesterday was under $3,000. We want to find out exactly what's causing this market correction, and I'll make some predictions for what's going to happen in the near future in regards to the recent regulations in China. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
This is a month ago.
For those of you that watch my channel, you'll know that I always stress a long-term investing strategy. For those of you that are new and are just interested in the fear and doubt surrounding Bitcoin, let me give you 7 reasons why cryptocurrencies will fail. First, cryptocurrencies are stupid. Why would I use cryptocurrencies when I can just use cash? Bitcoin's only used by criminals. Why would I want to be associated with it? If I have Bitcoin, criminals are just going to want to steal it anyway. A good friend of mine bought Bitcoin, and 2 weeks later she was dead. I can't afford Bitcoin right now, it's too expensive. Bitcoin will become obsolete when the cyborg army takes over the universe. Now that we've addressed all the basic fear and doubt that happens every single time there's any type of price correction on Bitcoin, let's get down to what's really going on. Part of the reason that we've seen a huge decrease in the price of Bitcoin has been due to the regulations in China. China is one of the largest Bitcoin and cryptocurrency communities, and any type of regulation there is going to have a massive effect on the overall market. When the news first came out, Chinese regulators were really targeting ICOs, and I think that there was a lot of legitimate concerns behind the ICOs because A lot of hype had been generated, and there was a lot of fear of missing out from people. And a lot of companies were launching ICOs. They barely had a white paper together, they barely had a team, and they were getting these astronomical evaluations that were really hard to justify. So China's come in and they've tried to protect their citizens and consumers by saying, hey, we're not really sure what's going on in this ICO scene. We think that it's not good for our citizens and our consumers, so we're going to put a temporary ban, or we're going to put a ban on any of the new ICOs moving forward. And so Bitcoin dropped a little bit on that news, but at the same time too, that really wasn't really terrible. It was unfortunate for the ICOs. It definitely hurt a few projects, but overall that news went over without too much of a hiccup. What is causing the problem right now, what is causing the massive drop now, is the fact that BTC China just came out and said that they will suspend trading of all cryptocurrencies by the end of this month. And nobody's really sure why that's happening. We're not sure if that's government regulations coming down. It doesn't seem like one of the largest exchanges would just willingly give up on the cryptocurrency business. But now that's also created some very large questions about the other Chinese exchanges, for example, OKCoin, and what they're going to do in the future. So now we have a lot of people speculating that China is going to ban cryptocurrency outright. To me, and just using some common sense, which doesn't always apply, that scenario seems very unlikely. The ICO ban was somewhat understandable for me. We can always have differences of opinions, but I really feel like that was done for legitimate purposes, and it was done to protect the consumers. As far as the reasons for just banning cryptocurrency outright and just banning all of the exchanges, you can never really know with China what they're going to do. Another reason that we've seen a decrease in the price, and I think it's time we judge James Dimon for the person he really is. Guys, I've got two different parties. One is James Dimon, the billionaire Chase banker, and the other is the open source software otherwise known as Bitcoin. And I want you to guess which party said this publicly. You read constantly that banks are lobbying regulators and elected officials as if this is inappropriate. We don't look at it that way. Giving debt relief to people that really need it, that's what foreclosure is. We don't think there are cases where people were evicted out of their homes when they shouldn't have been. Keep in mind that these are all things that James Dimon, a billionaire banker from Chase, publicly said, while making $30 million per year purchasing government bonds from Venezuela. And if you're not familiar with what's going on in Venezuela right now, they have 700% inflation. They have a dictator who is completely rewriting their constitution. Their country isn't even recognized by most of Europe and the United States anymore. And yet we have JP Morgan Chase that are going around buying government bonds from Venezuela, sending the money over, allows them to justify doing these really shitty things to everyday people. So no, Mr. Dimon, Bitcoin isn't a scam. It's not about to bust. It's here. Investors, well, they're reviewing the market, they're reviewing the technology, and they're trying to predict what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, what's going to happen, buddy?
So right now we've seen a huge drop in the price of Bitcoin. It's been caused by fear and doubt. It's been caused also by some regulators. There's nothing in any of the news that suggests that Bitcoin won't continue to function as a cryptocurrency. So for these reasons, if you have been a smart investor and you've been dollar cost averaging your purchases, now it represents an excellent time to rebuy and actually buy more Bitcoin. The last thing that you want to do is buy Bitcoin when it's at an all-time high. If you were in the market to purchase more cryptocurrencies, and as the market does correct and it swings back up, everybody will be happy and all of that news will turn positive once more. Guys, thanks for watching this channel. If you have spotted any mistakes, please make the comments below. If you are a Bitcoin holder and you would like one of these fancy t-shirts, I have a link down the bottom. Until next time, see you later. Follow me.
Today we're going to talk about the other side of the story, how the Bitcoin bubble will pop. Now before you dislike the video, a lot of time and research went into producing it, so I hope you'll give it a chance. I'm still a small YouTuber, so any engagement and subscriptions are always appreciated. So if you've read any of the latest stories or comments, then you've seen everything in the book. Bitcoin is a bubble, a tulip, a magic bean factory, a fraud, a Ponzi scheme, just about anything under the sun. Today we'll venture to the other side of the story. What will cause the Bitcoin bubble to pop? Will it be another Mt. Goz? Will it be stricter regulations? Will it be the affiliation with the dark markets such as Silk Road and Alpha Bay? How about sovereign governments outlawing it as their economies are threatened? Today, we go to the dark side of the moon. We begin with the tale of Mt. Goz. Many of you are familiar with it. It was the largest cryptocurrency exchange back in 2013 and commanded over 70% of the total trading volume. It began facing problems in March 2013 when FinCEN released a statement saying that exchanges were money transmitters. As a result, they had to comply with anti-money laundering laws, which many of you are familiar with now. Mark Karpelez reassured everyone that it was fine, Mt. Goz was in full compliance, but in reality, they didn't register with FinCEN until June. In the meanwhile, they lost their only payment processor due to account seizures by FinCEN. This froze US dollar withdrawals, which spiked the value of Bitcoin as customers bid it up and then withdrew it from the exchange. As a result, we saw a significant decline in volumes throughout the rest of 2013. As many of you know, the final nail in the coffin was when Mt. Goz was hacked for approximately $500 million worth of Bitcoin. This made them file for bankruptcy. It also led to one of the most painful bear markets Bitcoin has ever experienced, as it went from a high of $1,200 to a low of around $170 in the course of a year. Now you might be wondering why we're talking about events from 4 years ago. The purpose of this history lesson is to help you draw parallels to the world's current largest exchange, Bitfinex. According to CoinMarketCap.com, Bitfinex commands approximately 12% of the total cryptocurrency trading volume. Like Mt. Goz, Bitfinex was hacked last year in August. The lost funds totaled approximately $72 million. Now, this particular hack targeted random wallets and cleared them, meaning some customers lost everything while others were left unaffected. As a result, Bitfinex decided to make a rather controversial decision to reduce everyone's account balance by 36%, including US dollar holdings, to spread the losses out rather than concentrate them on a few select customers. This angered many people. Surprise, surprise. To compensate the customers, Bitfinex issued BFX tokens, which you can think of as essentially being bonds, with zero legal obligations. Sounds scary, right? Well, they enabled customers to trade these tokens on the exchange, and as you might imagine, they traded for pennies on the dollar. Eventually, Bitfinex reclaimed all of the BFX tokens at par value, or for $1 each. One observer who goes by the name of Bitfinex, or BitCryptoed, noted an interesting correlation between a cryptocurrency called Tether and the repayment of BFX tokens. In particular, he pointed out that as BFX tokens were paid off, the number of Tether issued was drastically increased. To understand why this is suspicious, I would encourage you to check out another video on this channel titled, Is Tether Committing Fraud?
Boy, this is some
in short,
shit.
Tether is a cryptocurrency where investors are able to deposit US dollars in exchange for tokens that are backed by the US dollars deposited. In other words, it is pegged to the US dollar in a 1-to-1 ratio. Many cryptocurrency exchanges use Tether as a substitute for the US dollar due to the complications in dealing with US banking.
Like
Bitfinex has a majority stake in Tether Holdings, the company behind Tether. Now, Bitfinex, the guy I was talking about earlier, he theorized that as investors gave US dollars to Tether Holdings in exchange for Tether, instead of placing those US dollars in reserves like you would expect them to do, they funneled them through the Bitfinex platform. Bitfinex then took those funds and used them to pay off the BFX tokens. It all sounds like a conspiracy theory or an elaborate ruse, but many aspects of it ring true. For example, Tether Holdings only just recently released its audits and they stop at March 31st. This is conveniently 3 days before Bitfinex made the announcement that they would be paying off all remaining BFX tokens. In addition, both companies filed a lawsuit against Wells Fargo after the bank decided to suspend international wire transfers to the Taiwanese banks that they both use. Bitfinex began to refuse US dollar deposits and withdrawals, resulting in a premium for Bitcoin on the exchange. Sounds dreadfully familiar to Mt. Goz, doesn't it? To respond to these events, Tether Holdings informed everyone that international wire transfers would be denied. Until they solved their money transfer problems, Tether Holdings announced they did not anticipate the amount of tethers issued to increase significantly. Since this announcement, the number of Tether issued has increased nearly tenfold, from 55 million all the way up to 418 million at the time of recording this. Jeez. Tether attempted to justify this in their latest update, claiming that their institutional clients were setting up banking locally and therefore were responsible for the issuance of new Tether. We have never seen the amount of Tether in circulation decrease substantially, meaning that very few are being redeemed for US dollars. I find it hard to believe that no institutional customers want to cash out of a company facing so many banking issues. The latest update also included a statement claiming that Tether Holdings would be releasing an audit in the coming weeks or months that goes all the way back to the beginning of 2017.
God, this is
now, whether or not Tether is legitimate is anyone's guess. But if it turns out to be a fraud, they will likely bring Bitfinex down with them. Not to mention the significant amount of Tether trading volume on the other exchanges.
Look at this
All the evidence against Bitfinex and Tether is circumstantial. I really want to emphasize this.
Bitcoin.
But you can't deny it is difficult to see all of this as happenstance. There has been other red flags with Bitfinex as well. These include the trading halt in Bitcoin last June, the contradictory statements between the employees and Phil Potters related to the equity stake in Tether Holdings, the complete lack of information about the people behind Bitfinex, the $75,000 fee they had to pay to the U.S. Commodity Future Trading Commission, and recently they outright declined service to all U.S. residents now as of August. I would stay away from Bitfinex and Tether like the plague. Okay, so that's the first potential catalyst that could pop the bubble. But let's be real. At this time, it is a little bit far-fetched. This second catalyst might hit a little closer to home, a regulatory crackdown on initial coin offerings, or ICOs. Recently, we saw China impose a temporary ban on ICOs. Most of you are aware of the many dangers associated with them. Sometimes the developers take the money and run, sometimes they simply invest it because they don't know what to do with it all, and sometimes your funds go straight to the hands of criminals as a result of phishing or exploits. This year, we saw ICO funding outpace early-stage VC funding, which put it on the radar for both institutional investors and governments alike. Right now, ICOs are largely an unregulated field. However, there are many signs that show this is about to change. To put into perspective the global views on ICOs, I've gathered critical communications from the major countries around the world. Starting with Switzerland, this is the world's epicenter for ICOs. Many of the highest grossing ICOs have been housed here due to the crypto-friendly environment. The important distinction is whether or not a token is classified as an asset or a security. Securities have to go through additional regulatory hurdles and must put in certain protections for investors. In Switzerland, they generally favor the asset definition. As a result, Switzerland houses a small city named Zug, which is dubbed Crypto Valley after Silicon Valley. It houses some of the largest names in crypto, such as Ethereum and Shapeshift. The government seems keen to help the businesses flourish overall. In summary, this is the world's friendliest place for crypto. Yet the Crypto Valley Association, which is to Crypto Valley as Y Combinator is to Silicon Valley, they've recently made a statement warning about the lack of security, documentation, and overall professionalism in many ICOs. Their goal is to increase awareness and illustrate good faith, which should encourage the government to work with them. Yet it is interesting to note that the world's epicenter for ICOs is warning us about the Wild West that they currently are. Now, this graphic summarizes some of the recent communications from different countries around the world about ICOs, many of which mirror the statements made by the Crypto Valley Association. I want to emphasize that the most important question to answer is if a token is a security. If it is, then the majority of ICOs are breaking the law in about 900 different ways. While it was feasible for regulatory agencies to ignore ICOs for a while, they are starting to become impossible to ignore due to the explosive growth in funding. As such, we may start to see many tokens be classified as securities. If so, it is possible that this could bring the entire ICO economy to a halt. Several cryptocurrencies depend on the health of ICOs, such as Ethereum, Neo, Waves, and a number of others. Ethereum is the most important among these and currently sits at approximately 40% of Bitcoin's market cap. If we saw ICO funding dry up due to increased regulations, Ethereum could easily take a dive and bring the market down along with it due to its relatively high correlation with other cryptocurrencies. That's the main case for catalyst number 2. But I want to pose a quick counter-argument here before the bull arguments watching this video lose their patience entirely. Filecoin broke records with its ICO, raising approximately $257 million. Unlike many other ICOs, Filecoin chose to only open up its token sale to accredited investors. In addition, they put significant effort into being SEC compliant through the proposal of the Simple Agreement of Future Tokens, or SAFT. The goal is to comply with Regulation D and hence avoid most of the baggage that comes with being a security, while not incurring the wrath of the SEC, which, let's be clear here, nobody wants to do. Time will tell if this strategy works, but the point is that adding legitimacy to ICOs through regulation could have the opposite effect of what many speculate. The third and final major catalyst that could cause cryptocurrencies to spiral is the closing of fiat gateways. This is a fancy way of saying the closure of cryptocurrency exchanges. Obviously, the headline here is the close of BTC China and concerns over OKCoin and Huobi. Some sources are claiming that all Chinese exchanges will close. The market is certainly pricing it in that way right now. Bitcoin has declined 20% since BTC China's closure alone, validating the risk associated with sovereignties going after cryptocurrencies. The real question is whether or not this is the first step by governments worldwide to shut down cryptocurrencies as a whole. While they may not be able to go directly after the cryptocurrencies themselves, they could easily slaughter the possibility of mass adoption by removing the transfer channels between fiat and crypto.
I had no idea the complexity of this situation. This makes forex trading sound very easy. This is like a whole complicated geekdom. I had tethers and tokens, and I swear to God, it's just like it's smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's completely backed by the full faith and credit of everybody's brain believing in it. It's incredible. Hey, I'm almost about to get filled on my Bitcoin trade. Look, it's tanking. Me playing this stream is making it tank. Look at the faith that's drying her up right now. Big sell-off here. About to get filled. Coming after my limits. Let's see how this trade works out. I'm already in some bad trades here. Down $21 million, I think. Let's go for the pendings. This is pure Bitcoin account. So the orders I put in. That's all my new pendings. This is my first orders to buy at 7,000 for 4 hours. I think it's actually, that's 4 hours on that. This is supposed to change color as we approach the fill. don't think I got filled yet. Coming after my order. How exciting. That's from September 15th, this guy's report. The crypto report. What an insanely complicated world. They're coming in, look at it, the market's crashing on this guy's coming into my limits. Big sell-off on the Bitcoin tonight, coming into the apex of the triangle. My stops are tight on that first bank. They might stop me out. The spread's brutal on Bitcoin in here. The spread is like 1,695.52, 16,000 spread. So what do you make of this Bitcoin thing? It's more complicated than you could even believe, because there's the derivatives, the tethers, and all this stuff. I thought that's what they put on you if you were a drunk driver. They put a tether on your leg, make you stay at home. It's the only tether I know about. Drunk driver tether.
Today we're going to take a slightly more serious tone and talk about why Bitcoin continues to rise.
November 1st. This is a serious tone, people. Get out, put your serious pants on.
And obviously I don't know when you're going to watch this video. I don't know what the shelf life of this video is going to be like. So if you watch this video a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever, then obviously be conscious of the fact that this was done in November of 2017. Now with that in mind, we have seen very parabolic growth in Bitcoin over the past year. If we look at this chart here, I mean, you can see that back at this time last year, it was trading at roughly $750, and we're all the way up at $6,500 now. It's almost gone up 10 times in the past year, or 1,000% return. Now, for perspective here, the stock market in the same period of time has returned roughly, I believe, 25% year over year in the S&P 500. And if you look at a number of tech companies, you're talking somewhere between 50 to 100%. So, of course, the increase in the value of Bitcoin is certainly unique in the sense of scale, how much it's gone up. And a lot of people are asking the question, why does it continue to go up? Because if we think about the fundamentals of Bitcoin, I know a lot of people are going to hate me saying this, but they haven't changed all that much in the past year. You know, we have implemented a scaling solution in SegWit. We are starting to think about other scaling solutions, of course, which I believe will likely fail, but we don't really know. Of course, I'm talking about the 2x hard fork, where they double the size of the blocks.
I'll see.
We don't really know what's going to happen with that, but we do know that there is a major difference in the sense that we have finally settled the scaling debate, at least to some extent, right? We have SegWit, and the question is going to be moving forward, are we going to change the block size? Now, what's interesting about this to me is that one of the most fundamental metrics by which we value Bitcoin, by which we determine the adoption of Bitcoin, is the number of daily transactions, or the volume of daily transactions. And if we look at those, you'll see that the transaction volume really hasn't increased all that much over the period of a year, right? We sort of have this trend line in the middle here at roughly 250,000 transactions a day. But does this look like a clear uptrend in the number of daily transactions? No, it doesn't, right? If we move it to 2 years, it's a little nicer looking. And that means that from 2015 to 2016, and even the early parts of 2017, we saw a nice little uptrend here. But over the past year or so, it's really, the number of daily transactions hasn't really increased that much. If you go on a 30-day rolling basis, it's still really not that impressive. And so I can even show on this particular chart the 7-day moving average, right? And then if we move to 1 year here, you can see that it's relatively flat, right? We're sort of consolidating in the number of daily transactions average per week, right? And so even with the rolling averages, we don't see a clear uptrend. And what that suggests to me is that we really aren't seeing a massive increase in adoption. Now, what a lot of people like to point out is the increase in the US dollar value of those transactions, right? Because if you look at this over the course of a year, you will see an obvious uptrend here. But let me tell you that the reason why the US dollar transaction value is increasing is just because the value of Bitcoin is increasing. And you might be saying, well, doesn't that just mean that more goods and services are being purchased with Bitcoin? So we don't care about the quantity or volume of transactions. All we care about is the value of said transactions. And while I would initially agree with you, the unfortunate reality here is that the transactions between exchanges are included here. In other words, for example, let's say you buy Bitcoin on GDAX. And in order to buy, let's say, ARK, if you wanted to buy ARK, you would have to transfer that Bitcoin over to Bittrex, and then you would have to buy ARK with the Bitcoin that you transferred over. That transaction, where you send Bitcoin from GDAX over to Bittrex, is actually a transaction that gets recorded on the blockchain. Now, all of these transactions that happen within GDAX, that happen within Bittrex, of course, those don't show on the blockchain. Those are all settled internally within the exchange's system. However, the transactions between exchanges actually do get recorded onto the blockchain, and I suspect That is the reason why we are seeing such substantial transaction volume. Now, don't get me wrong, more people are using Bitcoin now than ever, but not enough more that we should see a 10 times increase in the value of Bitcoin over a year, right? So when I think about the value of Bitcoin and how much it's increased, or excuse me, the price is what I should say. When I think about how much the price of Bitcoin has increased, it's really all been on a technical and sentiment-driven basis. So the question is, for those of us looking from the investing perspective in the long term, can Bitcoin continue to produce such increases in price despite the fact that the actual adoption of Bitcoin really hasn't done anything over the past year? And the answer is likely yes, although it's not for the reasons you would suspect. So if we think about Chris Berdinsky and the way that he says that we should value cryptocurrencies, he suggests that we do it through valuing the utility value of the network. In other words, trying to determine how large does the market cap of Bitcoin have to be in order to support the transactions that take place on the network. And he goes through a bunch of metrics by which you can determine that, and the increase in adoption over time and the velocity of Bitcoin, that is the amount of times that a single Bitcoin gets used over a certain period of time, right? Because obviously the same Bitcoin can be used for multiple transactions, right? So what I want to emphasize about all of this is that when we think about the valuation of Bitcoin, it's mostly through trying to value the utility network. And I guarantee you that the utility value of the network has not increased tenfold over the period of the past year or so. And so you're asking the question, how can Bitcoin continue to go up? And the answer is that there's two main ways by which any particular asset can be priced. The first way is through a fair valuation that's determined over time. So when we think about stocks, for example, stocks are valued through discounted cash flow analysis, they are valued through multiple analysis, ratio analysis, relative valuation, so on and so forth. Over the long term, while news can have an impact and will have an impact on stocks, they will ultimately revert to their fair value. So if there's a news event or a big headline that crashes the value of the stock, it will ultimately correct back towards a more fair value, right? If we think about Equifax recently, that is a perfect example of that. So what I want to say here is that Bitcoin is not that. Bitcoin is an incremental pricing mechanism. In other words, there is price memory. With stocks, there's no price memory. The previous price has no influence on the future price. But with Bitcoin, I am certain that that is not true. I'm certain it's not true. In other words, now that we are at $6,600, $5,000 now seems cheap. Hell, even $6,000 can seem cheap, right? Anytime that we pass another $1,000 milestone, the previous $1,000 seems cheap. If we think about $4,000, which we spent a while sort of trading in that range, now $4,000 sounds cheap, right? And if you think back to when Bitcoin was worth around $1,000 just earlier this year, that sounds absurd now. If Bitcoin went down to $1,000, to everybody that would be like the end of the world. That would be like the apocalypse. So there is price memory with Bitcoin, and the way Bitcoin is influenced is by incremental news events. So for example, recently here with Bitcoin, we saw futures are going to launch this year on CME. So the idea that CME Group is actually going to launch these derivatives based off of Bitcoin, it's supporting the market a little bit, and it's another reason why Bitcoin is heading a little bit higher.
That'll kill the market.
Anytime a news event happens, even if it shouldn't affect the fair
That
value
should
of
kill the
Bitcoin,
market.
it still does. And this does affect the fair value, but there have been events that have happened where Bitcoin really shouldn't be influenced, but it keeps going up, right? And so what we see with Bitcoin in particular here
CML
is that news events don't have long-lasting impacts, but they do affect Bitcoin, and then there's sort of a price memory factor, right? When we think about what happened with China, we've completely forgotten about China because the most recent news always has the highest impact on Bitcoin's value. It's all based off of incrementals, and that's why Bitcoin's price just keeps going up. A lot of people are wondering, the transaction volume's not really increasing all that much. We still have the problems of high transaction fees. When we look at market cap to transaction volume ratio, we are at historic highs, and when we've been at these historic highs, it's corrected quite violently, right? So the question is, why does Bitcoin continue to go up? And the answer is simple. We keep seeing incremental news events that are positive, that we are completely ignoring any of the negative news events. For example, China getting out of the market. But if China suddenly decided that they wanted to get back into the market, right, then Bitcoin would skyrocket. It's as if we have completely priced out the fact that Bitcoin lost 15% of the trading volume, and now we're just moving on to new heights as we move into the Bitcoin 2x hard fork, which is anticipated to happen on November 16th, 2017. And so the answer to all of your questions really in the end here is Bitcoin continues to go up. We just broke through 6,600. The reason it keeps going up is because people are not looking at the fundamentals of Bitcoin. They're not looking at the past news events and what their long-term impact is. That's a perfect example again with China, where we lost 15% of the trading volume for Bitcoin, and it continues to go up. In addition, I also think there are people manipulating the price of Bitcoin. It's not difficult to do so because these exchanges are very loosely regulated, and I've mentioned this in previous videos where I've seen evidence of spoofing. I have seen evidence of people that are sort of cooking this order book so that anytime it seems thin on one particular side, they bid up the prices very far, right? So for example, you have this huge sell wall that we have here, but I guarantee you a majority of that sell wall is not legitimate. In other words, I don't think they actually want to sell 57, now 62 Bitcoin. I think they only want to sell, actually, I don't even know if they want to sell any Bitcoin at all. I think they just want to reduce the price a little bit so that they can get in a little bit cheaper. And if they see that this buy wall, which is genuine, right? This is a legitimate 3 Bitcoin that people want to buy. If they see this wall get bigger and bigger, then they'll move up their wall. And I've seen plenty of evidence of this over time, and it's kind of concerning to me. You see how fast that actually changed there, because it's completely done by algorithms and trading bots, right? So when we think about Bitcoin, it is being manipulated by whales. it's based off of incremental price increases as a result of news events. And in the long term here, yes, Bitcoin will be valued based off of fundamentals. But at what point that's going to happen, I don't know. But this is why people call Bitcoin a bubble. It's charts like this one, where you say the adoption of Bitcoin's increasing. Yeah, more businesses are accepting Bitcoin now than ever. But when we look at transaction volume over the past year or so, not much has actually happened with it. So, you know, it's tough to say. It is. It's actually very tough to say what exactly we should think about here in terms of, you know, was Bitcoin just really undervalued? I mean, that's the other argument here that you can make is, you know what, even though the transaction volume on a rolling basis is similar, when we think about transaction volume relative to the market cap ratio, it was being undervalued. It was not being assigned a fair multiple. In stocks, we talk about a fair multiple for stocks, or basically the fair price that you should pay per dollar of earnings. Well, maybe we weren't paying a fair multiple for this transaction volume.
I don't know if anybody believes that, but that's pretty amazing. That's just amazing. Incredible. So, yeah, I'm going to go get some food here. I don't know what to make about the Bitcoin thing. It sounds scary to me. If the CME is going to trade it, boy, that's the end of it. It's like when Facebook went public, it crashed. As soon as the institutions adopt it, you can trade weather futures at the Chicago Board of Trade, for God's sakes. You can bet on the weather, so maybe it's going to be okay, after all. Anyways, happy Friday night. Surprise broadcast by the Samurai forex trader was definitely awe-inspiring. Certainly put a spring in my step. Amazing. You know, it's burning down the house stuff. Okay, take care. Enjoy the scenery. Don't blow anything up. Stay away from that Bitcoin. I'm scared of Bitcoin now.